O's unmasked, and we welcome you back to Birdland as the O's and the Pirates are going to wrap up this very short two-game series. The Orioles hoping to make it 2-0 against Pittsburgh, 2 of the 4 they'll play this year. Hi, everybody. I'm Gary Thorne, and welcome. What a great finish to the ballgame last night as the Orioles had the late comeback in order to send it into extra innings. And then with a key play, Adam Jones on that tag up first to second on a fly ball, and Trumbo picking up the game-winning RBI. As a result, the Orioles are now tied for the best record at home in the American League. They are 20-10 in ball games that have been played here at Camden Yards. Big night for Jonathan Schoop. 2 home runs, 3 RBIs in the ball game. After the game, Jonathan had a chance to talk about both what he was trying to do when he got that homer that tied the ball game up, and also the play of Adam Jones tagging up.
To be honest, always when I step in there, I wanna put a charge the ball. You know, I wanna drive the ball somewhere, I wanna hit the ball off somewhere. So I was thinking same, that a bat. Minimize the ground ball, the double play, just trying to look for a good pitch so I can hit it off somewhere.
What did you think of Jones's play tagging up there at first?
It was big, you know. That win us the game there. You know, tag on first and score, and that's finished. So it was big. You know, Jones is a really good base runner and he's a really good player. That's why he's the captain. You know, you do everything right.
Leading by example, Adam Jones, for a younger player like Jonathan Schoop, who's having himself quite a year.
Yeah, and Jonathan Schoop's just sucking that in because he'll do that one day. He's great at watching the veteran players and learning from them, and that's why he is who he is today. You know, he is a solid major league player, a proven major league player on the edge of being a superstar player. You know, last year he won played 162 games, had a breakout season. He was healthy all year long, hit 25 home runs, and I think this year there's a maturity there, and there's a desire to be better, to be a best player in the game. Like a Manny Machado, he witnessed his best friend become that type of player, and he wants to be there as well.
And Manny, Manny's going to pick up his share of home runs, already does, and Jonathan's going to do the same thing, I think. I mean, this is a 30 home run guy for
Absolutely.
Probably a long time.
Absolutely. You know, and I'll tell you why this year. Because he's obviously not chasing. I think he's being more patient. His on-base percentage is near 340. Last year it was under 300. So he's seeing the ball a lot better. He's laying off those tough sliders down and away. So I think what he's doing is just elevating his sights a little bit. Last night he had a home run on a breaking ball that was above the strike zone. So he's looking up. You start tending to look down at a pitcher's strengths, and that's where you end up swinging. Oh, he's going to throw me the nasty slider, and that's what you reach for and swing for. Jonathan's sights are up on his strike zone, pitches he can handle, and he is covering the baseball right now.
That victory by the Orioles last night, I mean, that's a big hurt on the Pirates. They got to where they wanted to be. They got the closer in there, and then a blown save, and then you lose it in extra innings. I mean, you have, you know, it's Major League Baseball. You got to rebound. It's a new day, but that one still stings.
Yeah, for sure, because they had their best pitcher going there. Nova was having a good game until the back-to-back home runs, of course, by Davis and Jonathan Schoop, knock him out of the ball game. And then you get to the bullpen. It seems like there's always a weakness out there. Their closer now has blown 3 out of his last 4 saves. So the Orioles taking advantage of those opportunities. But this is a team that's proven the character there late in the ball games. You know, Jonathan Schoop is leading this team with 12 RBIs, the 7th inning on. So a clutch player coming up there to tie it up with the home run is second of the ball game. But they never give up. You know, they battle through. They're a laid-back group. You know, they kind of trust each other in the sense that somebody's going to get the big hit and get them going. And certainly in last night's ball game, the one hit kind of got it snowballing, and they ended up winning it, of course, in the extra innings.
Orioles trying to strengthen that bullpen, or as Buck Showalter put it today, trying to settle it down. Edwin Jackson is now with the Orioles. He's here. He's ready to go. He will be both a long, middle, and short guy if necessary out of the bullpen. Paul Janisch has cleared waivers, so he is going back and will be at Norfolk.
Yeah, you know, the bullpen's been a little unsteady, to say the least, so giving Edwin Jackson a shot, a proven veteran, a versatile right-hander, sinker-slider mix, I think is going to add some strength, obviously, to the Orioles pen.
All right, the Orioles getting set to take the field, and we are ready to bring you some baseball as the Pirates and the Orioles wrap up this quick 2-game set. Lineups, first pitch coming up from Camden Yards. Yes, to low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. Cool fall-like evening, beautiful evening here at Camden Yards. BGE Home, Baltimore's home team for heating, cooling, plumbing, and electrical. Why would you call anyone else? It is 65 degrees, a few very high clouds roaming around, and no breeze to start the ball game. Humidity down as well. Take a look at the starting lineup for the Pirates. They'll change it up a bit. Mercer's going to move up to the top. Harrison and Polanco. Freeze, Osuna didn't play last night. McCutchen, Bell. Diaz is going to do the catching. Cervelli does have a concussion. And Moroff we did not see in the ballgame last night. For David Freeze, strong numbers in interleague play over the last 10.
Yeah, let's take a look at Wade Miley's scouting report tonight. 7th heaven. Yeah, 7 innings in 2 of his last 3 starts. Last one a beauty against the Red Sox. Just 1 run scored. So Wade Miley on his game here recently. The reason why, early strikes, getting ahead of the hitters and going to his secondary pitches, the slider and the changeup, looking good. And yard work, has pitched so well here at Camden Yards. It's the 1.01 earned run average. Take a look at the numbers on the year. One sitting just 241 overall off Miley. Has given up the 7 long balls.
30-year-old left-hander delivers, and the first pitch, Mercer will foul it away. Moved up into the leadoff spot, so he's gone from 9 to 1 in a matter of a game with the left-hander on the mound against him. Cody Mercer had a 2 for 4 in the ball game last night. He has a 5-game hit streak coming into this game. For Wade Miley against the Pirates, first this year, 7th of his career that he has worked against them. He's got a 2-2 record with a 3.11 ERA lifetime against Pittsburgh. Orioles move the shift a bit around towards left, and it'll be fouled off the other way. So Mercer has come up swinging the bats.
Yeah, pretty good pitch right there. 92-mile-an-hour fastball down and away.
Pirates with a loss last night, 26-31. The Orioles 4 games above 500 now, 30-26. Miley's delivery will drop down. With the Red Sox beating the Yankees last night, the Red Sox have gained ground, and so did the Orioles. Orioles now just 2.5 behind the Yankees. Boston 1 game behind New York. Miley's delivery, and that'll be taken inside. Wade trying to cut down on those walks. Did so in the last game. He's given up 32. Second highest in the American League in walks coming into today's play. 2-2 delivery and a full count.
Now Wade Miley works fast, and at times it works too fast where he doesn't let that arm get over the front side. But here lately he's been driving it downhill. Most of his offerings down around the knees, working the changeup and the slider down there off the heater.
Now into the full shift. How about that? That is not where he was playing until that pitch, and that's when they moved him, Jonathan Schoop, over to that side of the bag.
Unbelievable. Take a look at the Orioles defense tonight. Kim Jones and Smith will roam the outfield. Hardy and Schoop will be up the middle. Davis over at first base. Caleb Joseph doing the catching. And how about Manny Machado? He has been flashing the leather. Look at this beautiful play. Backhand stop. A little spin around, showing the athleticism and the body control on a strike to Chris Davis over at first base. Machado showing that platinum leather skill on the hot corner.
Harrison goes after the first pitch and will foul it away. For Josh Harrison last night, he ended up with a 1 for 4. He too has got a hit streak going. He has a 4-game hit streak. Harrison, their outstanding infielder, who gets moved around tonight. He is playing at third base. He played second base last night. Freeze, who was at third, is going to be the DH in the ball game tonight. And Miley's delivery will be taken up high.
Harrison, a real good just all-around baseball player. A big energy guy. He's anywhere. He can play infield and outfield. Come up with some highlight plays himself.
Right off the end of the bat, and we'll foul that one away. Defense shifted again. StatCast brought to you by Amazon Web Services. And you see Schoop moving with the pitch again. This time heading over to the right side. And a 1-ball 2-strike count. Caleb sets away, and that's right where the pitch was, and Harrison able to reach it and fouls it back.
Yeah, the tendencies, of course, everybody has charts nowadays. Take a look at this pitch from Wade Miley, working that 2-seamer off that outside corner. Harrison doing all he can to protect with the 2 strikes. Really getting specific now, though, with the counts.
Yeah.
How the defense moves on certain pitch counts.
Every pitch, you may see a little movement, sometimes big movement in the defensive alignment, especially in the infield. 2-2 delivery on the way, and that's going to be a base hit the other way, and that's what you do. If you adjust as a hitter, as we've talked about a billion times, they're going to shift you the other way, then protect and go where they're not, and Harrison does.
A pretty good piece of hitting right there on the slow breaking ball. Don't expect that. Tip your hat sometimes. Nice piece right there.
That'll bring Polanco to the plate with Harrison on at first base. The Pirates have gone 6-10 against left-handed starters. They are tied for 24th in win percentage against lefties in the majors. So they're way down the list against the left-handers. And that's why Clint Hurdle has juggled this lineup, trying to get the best bats he has against left-handers in the top part of that order. Polanco 0 for 4 last night. He's got an 0 for 10 going coming into the ball game. And the throw over to get Harrison back.
Yeah, unfortunately, there aren't many in this lineup that have had a lot of success against lefties. I think saw Mercer at the top only because of his success against, obviously, Wade Miley.
Yep.
But troubles on the year against all the rest of the lefties.
And again, quick throw, and he buried that one. Nice play by Chris Davis. That was a very quick throw to first base.
Yeah, I think it caught everybody off guard. And with Harrison jumping back to first base, I think Miley wanted to actually think twice about the throw. Ended up spiking it. Nice play by Davis.
I mean, base stealers are 0 for 1 with Wade Miley on the mound. He's got that great move. And he comes way inside to Polanco. So for Polanco on the season, hitting .239 against lefties. He's about 20 points higher against right-handers. He did not have a lot of good at-bats last night. Took some pretty wild cuts, and he had big swings going in last night's game.
Yeah, sure did, and was kind of exposed at the top of the zone. Miley on occasion will rush the fastball up at the top. Likes to work down to see how it works out today for Polanco. Of course, Miley's had his success against the lefties this year to the tune of 176.
That one he got a hold of. It'll go to center, and Adam Jones will come over and put it away. Runner halfway. Polanco is retired on the fly ball for the second out here in the first inning.
Almost just got that one on the end of the bat. Looked like a pretty good swing on a fastball that stayed in the middle of the plate. Just got a little too big and pulled off.
Designated hitter tonight, third baseman last night, David Freese. Freese had a big night, a home run, his 6th base hit. He scored 2 runs in the ball game, and Freese has hit successfully in the last 3 games that he has played in. A .310 hitter against left-handers. He is 60 points higher against lefties than righties. And a 1-0 count with a runner on at first base. Pretty good lead at first. Harrison edging off. Ground ball to the middle. That's going to be a base hit. Not hit hard. Big turn. Ball hit so slowly that Harrison is able to go to third base easily as that one died in the outfield grass.
Yeah, we've seen a couple hits yesterday, especially off Gausman, that just had eyes, find their way up the middle. Defense kind of spread out a little bit, giving Freese the middle of the field, and it just dies out there in center field. Harrison, easy read as he heads on into third base.
So the Pirates will get a chance with 2 down in the first inning. Pirates went 2 for 9 with runners in scoring position in the ball game last night. They're in the bottom 3rd in the National League as a team with runners in scoring position. Jose Osuna did not play in the ball game last night. He's getting a start in left field, and Osuna will take the pitch away. He has not hit left-handers to any degree, only .206 for him.
How about Miley in runners in scoring position with 2 outs? He really bears down. 154 batting average. Been real good on the year with runners in scoring position, but with 2 outs, special.
That's why he's been able to get away with some of these numbers. Second high in walks, almost a hit per inning surrendered, and yet his ERA is 5th best in the American League at 2.82. He gets those big outs, causing Roger McDowell to pace a little more than he'd like. And the pitch will tail away a little bit outside at 88 miles an hour, and a 2-ball 1-strike count on Osuna. Harrison on at third base and Freese on at first. Not a big lead at first base. Osuna will foul that one down the line. Pitch down and into him.
Well, this first inning's been the tough one for Wade Miley. Getting out of this first unscathed will be a huge lift for both him and this Oriole team.
The Orioles starters, that first inning has been a bugaboo for so many. 7 first-inning runs off Miley. Got him on a called strike at the knees. So Miley picks up the strikeout. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, and 2 are left on base. 6 against the Pirates, and they have gone 8-1 against them in games here at Camden Yards. Orioles lineup brought to you by Southwest. Yes, the low fares, nothing to hide. That's transparency. Smith, Jones, and Machado, Davis, Trumbo, and Scope. Kim gets a start. Hardy and Caleb Joseph. Mark Trumbo, 2012, 157 of the long balls, 10th in that time period.
Yeah, let's take a look at Chad Kuhl. He is a young gun, just 24 years old with a big arm. He can rush that fastball up there in the mid-90s. Going to power slider to go along with it. Occasional curve and change. But he has been lamenting the lefties. They've been hitting him to a tune of 343. All of his home runs coming from the left side. But right on the road, I see that earned run average at 602, but on the road at 380. So feeling much better pitching away from PNC Park.
24-year-old right-hander, and he will miss outside with the first delivery as Seth Smith stands in. Seth delivered the leadoff home run for the Orioles, his 6th home run of the year, and that came in his first at-bat and launched what would be a 4-home run ball game for the Orioles with 2 by Scope. And the pitch on the inside corner.
Yeah, it looked like the offense was going to put up a big number in the first inning. Seth Smith hitting his 2nd leadoff homer of the year off of Von Nova. He came in as one of the league's hottest pitchers. The Orioles touching him for a few home runs last night.
1 ball, 1 strike count on Seth. Shift on against him. Pitch up. We talked about the troubles Miley's had in the first inning. Well, Kuhl has as well. His first inning ERA is up there at 3.05 batting average and ERA at 9. So he's given up some runs in the first. So he too has to take time to settle in. Right-hander will get that one in, fouled away. 96 miles an hour. Pretty lively fastball.
Oh, he's got a big arm. And last year actually had an opportunity to pitch at the major league level. Just 23 years old and did a pretty good job at an earned run average of just over 4. So they were looking for some big things out of Kuhl, but just inconsistencies with fastball command. And he talked about it in his last start where he was a little better.
He thought he had that one.
He just missed on the backdoor curve right there. Pretty good pitch. Let's take a look. Well, catching that edge of the box at 88 miles an hour. That's where you want to put him.
The Orioles will get a break on a call. Keep the at bat going. Smith takes the count to 3 balls and 2 strikes. And the pitch on the way, and he'll walk it. And that has been a problem. He's walked a few this year. That's the 21st.
And take a look at the Pirates defense behind Kuhl tonight. Osuna, McCutcheon, and Polanco roam the outfield. Mercer and Maroff up the middle, turning 2. Harrison and Bell on the corners, and Diaz getting the start tonight behind the plate. Cervelli took a shot in the jaw, had to come out of the game.
Yep, and we are sorry to say he's on the 7-day DL, on the concussion DL, and they believe it is probably the 4th concussion that they know of that Cervelli's gone under. Stallings was called up. There he is. He's the backup catcher in the ball game tonight with Diaz. Elias Diaz, who came in to take Cervelli's place, is back in behind the plate tonight. So we wish well to Cervelli, and they'll just obviously keep an eye on him here for the next week. Adam Jones at the plate. 1 strike delivery, grounded foul outside of third. 3 for 5 for Adam last night.
Yeah, take a look at Kuhl and his situations. Runners on, which is the situation here after the leadoff walk. 306 batting average. And of course, when you have an earned run average up over 6, a lot of the averages are going to be ballooned. Most of them here for Chad Kuhl.
0-2 the count. Short lead at first for Smith, being held way up in a great reach. Diaz had to go to another level, 2nd story on that one off Kuhl.
Yeah, not a lot of time to react as a catcher, jumping after a 95-mile-an-hour fastball, cutting it loose, and like he was prepared for that one. Light on his feet. That's a big time play right there.
Kuhl has never faced the Orioles before. 1-2 delivery. Adam silo shot, 3rd base side. Harrison will put it away. Jones is retired. 1 down here in the first inning. Talking about Kuhl and I was talking about fastball command. Last year in 70+ innings, he walked only 20. This year he's pitched 49 innings and he's already walked 21. And you combine that with the fact that he gives up more than a hit per inning. He's working with guys on base a lot, and with that average almost at 300 with runners in scoring position, that jumps your ERA to over 6. Here's Manny Machado, 0 for 5 in the ball game last night. 1 down, runner on, pitch a strike.
And this is a big arm too. I mean, that's a 97-mile-an-hour fastball dotted down and away. Not a lot Manny Machado could do that, or any other major league hitter. The problem is when you have inconsistencies, big league hitters just wait out a mistake.
Manny 2 for 20 lifetime off the Pirates. Here's the 0-1 delivery by Cool. That'll be inside. Buck Showalter talking about the Pittsburgh starter today. What do you know about him? Well, he says over 60% of his pitches have been fastballs. The pitch he's adding is a curveball to his repertoire that he's trying to fit in. And this is a pitcher the Orioles had an interest in when it was draft time. But the Orioles were going to wait one more round on Cool. And when that round came, he wasn't available.
He was gone.
He was already gone.
Yeah, I mean, it is a big arm for sure. Kind of flew through the system. And getting a couple opportunities here. And it's just a matter now of fastball command, really, and controlling his emotions, I think, out on the mound. There are times when he gets a little worked up and loses his focus.
2 ball 1 strike count. Smith off first, down to third. That will be a foul ball. So Cool gets the count evened up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Big numbers for the left-handers against him. That 343 number. Keep that in mind when the Orioles get a lefty up there. And he has yet to be able to find a pitch, and he hopes that curveball will be the one maybe that'll help him against the left-handers who are putting up some big numbers against him. 2 ball 2 strike count, and that one way outside, 3-2.
A lot of times, especially against the lefties, and we talked about the elevated numbers and the problems, especially the home runs, 5 home runs given up all to the left-handed hitters this year. Fastball command on the glove side, and when you can cross out 1/3 of the plate as a hitter, you're at a huge advantage. The lefty's just looking out over.
3-2. Runner not going. Grounded down to third. Big hop. Harrison's got it. Tough throw. Got one. We're off the over to first. Double play. So that eliminates the leadoff walk. 3 faced. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left on base as they get the 2 around the horn and 1 complete. No score. Vice President in charge of baseball operations for the Orioles, good enough to come join us. The draft is going to start 40 rounds, 3 days, starts on Monday. So you're ready to go with that. I'm sure you'll be ironing things out over the weekend, but a philosophy as you go into it, what is it?
Well, we're going to try to draft the best players that we can, and Gary Racich and his scouts are doing a good job. They're lining up the pitching. They're spending a lot of time identifying the pitchers that can help us, hopefully sooner rather than later, and then they're lining it up according to the value as they see it. There's some good depth throughout the draft. There's some good position players, and I think Major League Baseball has done a good job identifying the best high school players and getting them signed and getting them into the industry and playing.
What do you think the toughest tool to evaluate is for young players?
Well, you know, some of these young players, they won't show you all their skill and ability when you go in there and see them, but now when they have the showcases, you get a chance to see them do everything and do the running, do the throwing. And the pitching in the spring is kind of hard to see, so I think you got to do a good job in the summertime with your scouts to see the pitching.
Hardy at 1 hopper, but it won't be in time. And McCutchen will be on and pick up an infield hit to start the 2nd inning.
So I don't know. You can't know a player's desire or what their drive is to be a big league player. You know, they always called that the lower half, and you can see everything in the upper half of the circle, but you don't know what's underneath the hood, if you will, and what kind of drive they have. So to me, if your scouts do a good job digging and finding out the players that are really dedicated, that really want to be everyday big leaguers, or really want to be starting pitchers in the big leagues, those are the things that you need to find out ahead of time. Who really wants to be a big league player? Because that, a lot of times, that's the separator. They'll have the ability when they start, but if they really want to be a big league player, that makes a big difference.
Bell at the plate, runner on. So what do you ask the scouts to do, Dan, in order to find what's under the hood?
Well, they can go into the house and they can interview the player and get to know the player and his family and what type of background he has, get to know his coaches and get a recommendation from them, and just see what kind of record of dependability the player has put together over the course of his career. Now, I know if I scouted Bordy in college, right, I would have found a real dedicated guy that wanted to be a baseball player. And when the scouts went to see you in the Cape Cod League, you identified yourself as somebody that was dependable, that could make the play at shortstop. That's what the managers are looking for, dependable players. And, you know, that to me would be good scouting, because you were undrafted.
Undrafted.
You went through the draft, and then a scout saw you in the summer college league and then signed you. And after your career that you wanted to excel in, you became a Oriole Hall of Famers. But you had a drive when you started that you wanted to be a good big league player.
Yeah, I would say most of the kids that get drafted or have an opportunity to play just want that shot. Give me a big league uniform and let me go. You know, I'll put my nose to the grindstone and see how it works out.
Miley DeBell on that one, and it goes 3-2.
And 162 game schedule with the travel and the demands that you have competing against the best players in the world. You better want to be a player, because there's a lot of work and there's a lot of hours spent at the ballpark. And if you think it's work, you're not going to have as much fun or as good a career as the guy that's out there having a good time.
And a check swing called strike by Jerry Lane, the crew chief, down at first base. And Bell goes down. Second strikeout picked up by Miley in the ball game. And there's something about, too, you've got to understand you're going to have to spend some time in the minors. You're not going to be probably one of the half dozen. And having somebody willing to do that 2-3 years, I mean, you got to be looking at that, right?
Well, you have to be willing to invest in your career. This isn't the NFL where you go right from the SEC into the NFL. You have to spend some time in the training program and learning how to develop your skills, particularly as a hitter, right? Because you're not going to be facing the premium pitching wherever you're playing. Now, a lot of these players that are signing out of college are going to these summer college leagues like the Northwoods League, the New England Collegiate Baseball League, the Cape Cod League. And those, to me, are internships where you go and you play baseball every day. You're playing against the best pitchers in the country. You're using a wood bat. You're learning how to play every day. Even if it's only for 45 days, you're out there every day getting into the routine of baseball. In the Northwoods League, you have to travel. You have to get ready and used to the travel. So to me, the players that go out and play in those leagues are saying, hey, I want to be a big leaguer. I want to know what it's about. I want to invest my time in the summertime in a professional internship, if you will, and see if this is for me.
That gives a guy a real advantage. And just listening to that, I mean, that's a notch up. If you've gone out and played in one of those leagues, you've given a scout an opportunity to see a little more of you in a setting you want to be in. That ball to center in front of Adam Jones, base hit. Can he get the force at second? Nope. So a single for Diaz, putting runners on at first and second, and one away. So I guess the word to youngsters who are in high school or college, if you got a chance to play in one of these summer leagues and a better one at that, do it.
Well, I think it helps, particularly if you get to face the best pitchers day in and day out, because now you're going to face the pitchers that throw with more velocity, right? You're going to make the adjustment with the pitchers that are more consistent with their breaking pitches, with the ones that have change of speeds, with the pitchers that pitch on Friday night, if you will, in the Division I programs. If you're a Division II player or you don't play in a significant Division I program, you get to face the better pitchers in the summertime.
Wow. Moroff at the plate, runners on at first and second, scoreless ball game, second inning. McCutchen down at second base, Diaz on at first, and the pitch will be taken down low for a ball.
Is there going to be a priority going into the draft this year? Are you going after maybe 20 or 30 shortstops this season, or targeting pitchers?
Yeah, I'd love to get 20 shortstops in the draft. That's where all the good players come from, right? The shortstops. But we have 4 of the first 98 picks. Our first pick is 21, and then after that we are.
And did he come off the bag? No. Ball dropped as well. And a double steal takes place as McCutchen goes down to third base and Diaz goes down to second.
Oh, man, he got a little tied up right there and ended up getting spiked by McCutchen on the base. Oh, man, he's down, and McCutchen's ankle in a little pain, or potentially knee.
Brian Ebel, assistant trainer, and the skipper are both on their way out.
Great throw by Caleb Joseph from the knee. Wow, that's coming in a little high right there from McCutchen. Actually hitting Manny on the forearm wrist area. This will be a great look here. Manny getting the glove down in time, but how about that? Spiked right on the wrist. Would have been out if the ball stays in the glove. But, man, he's all hung up on that spike.
And McCutchen, you see him wincing as he grabbed for his ankle. They don't bring the trainer out for McCutchen, and for Manny, a little bit of a scratch on the top of the arm.
Wow.
That'll get Dan's attention in a hurry on a play like that, I'll tell you.
Well, McCutchen's coming in a little high there with his spikes right on Manny's wrist. Looks like he's got a laceration.
Yeah, and then the spike gets stuck in the wristband or some tape that's on Manny's wrist, and that's what causes his ankle to get bent around a little bit.
Got caught on the lacing of the glove, didn't it?
Wow.
Holy moly.
Yeah, both real lucky there.
All right, so they're going to take a look at that. You were talking about, is there a position players that you're looking for? I mean, pitchers, I guess, forever, but
well, we're always looking for shortstops, right? That's where the good athletes are. Center fielders, you know, the general manager's dream is the shortstop that can hit and hit with power. But there's not that many of them. But as I was saying, we draft 21. Then we draft number 60. Then we have a bonus pick, number 74, and then we draft 98. So we've got 4 of the first 100. We could trade pick 74 up until the draft, but it's doubtful that we're going to do that. We've explored that with a number of teams, but it looks like we're going to hold on to that pick and see if we can add to the depth of our system. You know, a lot of these players in the big leagues come up through the draft. Chris Davis was a 6th round pick. Hardy was a 2nd pick. Manny was a premium draft in the top 5. You got Adam Jones was a top pick. Miley was a 1st round pick at the end of the 1st round. Caleb Joseph, 7th round pick. So you see a lot of these players on the field today came up through the draft. Seth Smith was a 2nd round pick. So they come from all different parts of the draft. Trey Mancini was an 8th round pick, and he got to the big leagues, and he's doing a good job.
Whoa, almost picked off McCutchen, who does push-ups after he goes down to the dirt on a line drive that went right by him.
My goodness, almost broke his ankle, and here almost takes one off the forehead. Bullet.
That's a rough trip around the base.
Yeah,
McCutchen, huh?
He's hurt his ankle. He's become almost a Marine. Mama. 2nd and 3rd here, only 1 away. 3-ball, 2-strike count. Max Moroff at the plate. Moroff will foul that one back. How do you view high school players as opposed to older players, college or otherwise?
Well, the really good high school players are signing with Major League Baseball clubs. They're investing a significant amount of money in the talented player when they come out of college, and then the ones that aren't as talented, if you will, or haven't shown their talent or developed, they're going on to college. But Major League Baseball is doing an excellent job.
That one down the line is going to fall in for a base hit. It'll get 1 in. It'll get 2 in. McCutchen scores. Diaz scores. And into second base, the number 9 hitter Moroff, who did not play last night, put in the lineup as a switch hitter, gets 2 RBIs.
And Moroff, some pretty good power numbers in the minor leagues. He's recently recalled. Had some playing time at second base. Good speed. Had some good power numbers actually in the minor leagues as well. And he just reaches out and hooks this. Looked like a changeup from Wade Miley down that left field line and kind of nestles in on that left field foul line. And double steal. Allows the Buccos to plate 2 here in the 2nd.
So a double, 2 RBIs, and a 2-0 lead. And the top of the order. Here is Mercer up.
But the high school players are signing. I think the real premium high school players should go into pro ball. The ones not so great ought to go to college and see if they develop. And I think there's a real argument to be made that a lot of the high school pitchers should definitely go to college and continue to pitch and develop their skills. So we're really focused on the pitching, and we'll be looking for some college pitching. We could use some infielders to add to our depth, our infield depth throughout the organization. We've been capably picking up some good outfielders. Last year we picked up Austin Hayes, who's having a terrific year in the Carolina League. He's hitting over 300. I think he's hitting 329. The year before we picked up the third baseman we have in Lynchburg. That's a shortstop that's a power hitter. Mountcastle. Yeah, he's having a terrific year. So those guys are doing good. They're young and they're coming along.
Play at the plate. They hold him up. Throw comes into the cutoff man. So Miley getting touched up. Jordy Mercer gets the base hit over to third base. more off, and the Pirates have runners on at first and third with only one away.
Yeah, and Wade Miley starting to get hit a little bit, and that pitch count starting to get jacked up. But the Buccos are swinging it. Of course, that hasn't been really a problem for the Pittsburgh Pirates. It's just about driving the runs in. Runners in scoring position.
Yeah, they've gotten that done here today, and Roger McDowell will make his way out for a look-see.
Hey, Dan, is there a more intriguing group of rounds other than maybe the first, second, third round where maybe the top athletes are? Does it get more interesting for you maybe in the 5th through 10th or 10th through 15th?
Well, I think the top 10 are always very interesting, you know, and you can find out and get some players from that A draft if you have some good scouts and they know what they're looking for. And I always like to hear how passionate the scout is about wanting to get the player into the organization, because if they have some passion and they know what they're looking for, you got a good chance to get a player that can help you down the line. So to me, it's about being very thorough, doing a good job throughout the whole year, seeing the summer leagues. Like in New England, you can't scout in the springtime. You got to go out and see them in the summertime. A lot of these college players, it's hard to get around to see them in their regular season, so you got to go see them in the summertime, see Team USA. And our guys do a good job. Gary Racich, Danny and Matt Haas, they crisscross the country, and they've done a pretty solid job over the years for the Orioles. And hopefully we'll have another decent draft this year and give ourselves a good foundation where we can get some more players coming up to the big leagues. If you want to see the players from the Orioles minor league system, a lot of times they're playing right here every night at Camden Yards.
Yeah, that's exactly right. How about the numbers? I mean, in this day of the stats and all the new figures, the WAR numbers and all of those we use, what part do they play for you in the draft?
Well, you'd like to be able to project a player to be an everyday major league player. At these showcases, there's a lot of the technology used to measure the tools. There's TrackMan, there's launch angle at the showcases. You get a better idea of the player's speed. You know, through the technology, the velocity of their throwing, for example. So there's a little bit more precise process that Major League Baseball is going through, or the teams go through to scout the players. It's not as advanced, if you will, in some areas like the NFL, because a lot of times they're going right from the college football team to the NFL. But we're making good progress in terms of sharing medical information and being more precise in our measurements of players before we draft them and get them into the system.
Yep. A lot more to consider, yes, than what it used to be.
Well, yeah, there's a lot more tools, if you will, and you know the entertainment business is pretty interesting. You know, there's a lot at stake here, so yeah. you want to make a good selection and get the right player for your organization and pay them well and get them playing and get them to the big leagues. I mean, that's what we're in the business for, right? We want to see these guys come and play good ball night in and night out here in Baltimore. That's what the fans want.
Yep, that's the whole idea. Big strikeout taken right there on Harrison. That is number 3 for Wade Miley. First and third now with 2 down. Polanco up. He flied out first time up. He's in an 0 for 11 right now as he stands in. So the weekend before the draft, are you just, I mean, is it done, or are you going to be weighted heavily this weekend with more work?
No, these scouts are working every night. I think they're working there now, and they're going to work right up to the draft. You know, you have to work very hard to figure out who you like and then get them in a position where you can select them. And then between the first and second round, a lot of players are going to come off the draft that you like. You're not going to get very many players that you like after that first pick, because you got to wait until 60, right? You got to wait 40 picks. So you got to have an idea of who you like going into the draft, and then when they're there, you got to go for it. I'll tell you what, the left-handed pitchers, if you like them, you better get them up on the board, because somebody else is going to take them before you do.
Well, one thing I've noticed with the Orioles is you're getting signable players. It seems like you're signing the bulk of the players that you go after. Yeah,
the new system that MLB has really pre-screens the players. There's a slot value for each of the picks in the first 10 rounds. And the players give you a good idea if they're willing to sign and go out and play for that money. And it's a lot more efficient process now between the player that's coming into Major League Baseball, the agents that are involved in the team. So I like it a lot better. I think Major League Baseball did a great job a couple years ago restructuring the draft.
That'll be foul back. Well, Dan, we really appreciate it. Good luck on the weekend. I know it's a big time for every ball club, and it is kind of a crapshoot because you don't know, but you got to make those decisions, and they're not easy. Do you have the big round table? You sit down and they all argue with you? And
well, we have the draft room, right? And we have all the players on the board, and we got them lined up, and hopefully we'll get some good ones for the Orioles. We'll get a few gems in the later rounds.
You will. All right, Dan Duquette, who's in charge of all of this, the Executive Vice President, Baseball Operations for the Orioles. Thank you so much for coming in. Have a great weekend of it, and a great first of next week.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much. All right, runners on here at first and third. 3-ball, 2-strike count on Polanco as the Pirates have put 2 across here in the second inning. Miley's delivery will go to first, fair ball right on the bag, and that will do it. So the Pirates get a couple of runs in, 4 hits. They'll leave 2 on base. They take a 2-0 lead.
How about J.J. Hardy? 351 batting average. He's got 23 extra base hits and 47 career RBIs against the Buccos. Chris Davis, he's no slouch. 560 with 6 homers and 12 RBI in his career against the Pirates. Of course, did have a 3-home run game a few years ago against the Buccos. But PNC Park, pretty impressive afternoon for Davis.
And it'll be Chris leading it off here. 2-0 lead for the Pirates, bottom of the second inning. Cool's delivery is taken away for a ball. Bat has really heated up. 2 for 4 last night, including the homer. Back-to-back home runs with Scope. 7-game hit streak. He's 9 for 27 during the hit streak. And that's a .333, obviously. He's had 3 home runs, 7 RBIs. It is the longest hit streak of the season for him at 7 games. And the pitch is in there for a strike. Davis, Trumbo, and Scope due up. Orioles are 5-2 in interleague play, which of course is going to continue with the makeup game against Washington tomorrow night. Pitch taken down low. Only in the case tomorrow, Orioles in the National League Park will not have the DH available. But Showalter's had to juggle it a little bit. For the makeup game, Alec Asher will make the start for the Orioles against Joe Ross, who is 2-2. And then immediately after the game in Washington, the Orioles will head to New York for the weekend series.
Yeah.
Here's Alec.
Coming off a good start.
Davis with a 3-ball, 2-strike count. Cool's delivery to him. Did that hit him? Look, it may have caught the back foot. It was either going to be ball 4 or hit by a pitch, one way or the other. And Davis is on to start the second inning. Our Maryland Lottery contestant of the game is Barbara Marvell from Preston. 500 for being selected. 500 more for every Orioles home run hit tonight. Play Home Run Richard Scratch-Offs, win up to $50,000, or enter non-winning tickets for a chance to be the contestant of the game. Go to mdlottery.com/home run. Barbara, rappelle-toi, Barbara. Good luck. Here is Trumbo. 1 for 4, game winner last night. Base hit, bringing Adam Jones home in the 10th inning. And Trumbo will take the pitch down low for a ball.
Yeah, you see a lot of 3-2 counts and that fastball, lack of fastball command showing up early in this ball game. Of course, Cool. And the Pirates would love to have a shutdown inning here after putting 2 on the board against Miley. Leadoff walk to Davis and falling behind on Trumbo. Doesn't look too good.
Walking both leadoff batters in the first 2 innings for Cool. He's retired 68% of leadoff batters. It's pretty good, but 2 for 2 for the Orioles. Trumbo will try and take advantage of it as Adam looks on. Orioles jacking up the home run numbers. They've had 44 home runs in the last 26 games for the Orioles. 2-0, short lead at first for Chris. Trumbo with a big cut wrapping underneath that pitch, and the count goes to 2-1.
A pretty nasty slider right there. Now you're going to see plus pitches. He's throwing 98 miles an hour. He's got a 90-mile-an-hour slider. At times they are going to be pretty special pitches. That last one impressive there. Once again behind in the count.
2-1. Cool delivers to him, and that's outside. So a 3-ball, 1-strike count on Trumbo with Scope waiting on deck. Talked about the home runs. The Orioles here at home at Camden Yards have out-homered the opponents 42-32. On the road, the Orioles are 38-38. in home runs picked up and surrendered. 3 ball, 1 strikeout. Trumbo will take it. It's in there. So the count will go to 3-2. Cool up to 27 pitches to record 3 outs. That's not going to get you deep in the ballgame.
No, it sure isn't. He hasn't had many deep ones, that's for sure. He hasn't got past the 5th inning in his last 8 starts.
3 ball, 2 strike count. 11 previous game starts, 49 innings pitched. Davis, the runner, not going. 3-2 delivery, and he walks in. 3 walks already, and 2 of them back to back to start the 2nd inning. And that's what we were talking about. Father's Day weekend at Orioles Park is going to be packed with the new Birdland memories as the O's battle the St. Louis Cardinals. Friday, June 16, fireworks night presented by Maryland Excels. Then on Father's Day, which is Sunday, June 18, all fans 15 and over get the grayscale cap, followed by Kids Run the Bases presented by Wise Markets. That's for youngsters 4 to 14. For tickets, Orioles.com or 888-848-BIRD. Those youngsters on hand here tonight. Here's Jonathan Schoop. Orioles last night only had 2 chances with a runner in scoring position, 1 for 2. Using the home run again. Didn't need those situations.
All right, Jonathan Schoop had a monster night. 5th multi-home run game of his career. Hit a bomb down the left field line and then about straightaway center field. 2-run shot to tie it up. Jonathan Schoop on his game.
0-1 count to him. Runners off first and second. Schoop will take the pitch inside, and the count goes to 1-1. Jonathan's had a big homestand, 11 for 31, 3 homers and 9 RBIs during this long homestand for the Orioles that ends here tonight. 1 ball, 1 strike count. Schoop will go after it in the air, center. Circling it, McCutchen. Runner tagging at second is Davis. Davis is going to go. Throw will be cut off. So Chris will pick up a base on the out. Trumbo stays at first, and Schoop retired.
Base running there by Chris Davis. Double tag with Trumbo following up on the backside, but his job is to read the throw. Check and see if it's high enough to where he can advance, but it was a low throw. Shortstop Mercer cuts it off, holds him at first base to keep the double play in order. Of course, we saw some great base running last night with Adam Jones on the tag on the deep fly from Manny Machado. Looks like it's carried over. But kind of watching the captain.
So Kim will have a chance at the RBI. Young-Soo Kim getting the start in left field. Did not play in the ball game last night. Limited chances in these situations. He's 3 for 14. And he has consistently been able to get the bat on the ball in the starts that he's made. First and third, 1 out. Infield, a double play depth. Cool's delivery to him, and Kim will take the pitch inside for a ball. Kim in his 28th game, only 66 at bats. You compare that to 200 or more for a number of the starters. And he's been productive with it. A home run, 4 RBIs. He's had 3 doubles. 1-0 pitch to him. And that one is going to miss as well. 2-0.
Yeah, he is just all over the place. After his last start, he was quoted as saying that he had just been throwing the baseball. No real plan. And in his last start, he said he started to figure out that creating an angle on his fastball the most important thing, and being aggressive in the strike zone, but hasn't carried over here in this start.
Knows he's got to do it, but doing it a little tougher. In the air to center field. It'll get at least 1 in. McCutchen back. He'll make the catch, tagging up Davis. He'll score. Back to first base, Trumbo, and again heads up base running. Chris Davis gaining third base on 1 fly ball, and Kim brings him home on another.
Absolutely. It's about taking what they're giving you, and Chris Davis a nice job tagging on the fly ball by Jonathan Schoop, and Hyun-Soo Kim just executing every time he takes an at bat for Buck Showalter and the Orioles. It seems like he does something good for this team.
So it's a 2-1 ball game as Kim picks up RBI number 5. And here is J.J. Hardy, an 0 for 4 in the ball game last night. Runner at first base, 2 down. Hardy with some of those big numbers against the Pirates. 351 batting average lifetime against the Pirates, and he has had 11 home runs against them. Days in the National League, of course, he faced the Pirates a lot. Throw over, trying to catch him flat-footed. And Trumbo goes scrambling back to the bag.
Yeah, JJ came up as a Milwaukee Brewer, former first-round pick, so plenty of at-bats against the Pirates within the division.
Hardy's got an 0-1 count. 65th game against the Pirates for JJ. Slider away. Had him going after it, and the count will go to 0-2.
Pretty nasty pitch right there. Let's take a look at the Mercedes pitch cast. Take a look at the hard slider. Ooh, 90 miles an hour, and it is all over the white until about the last 4 or 5 feet. It busts hard off that outside corner.
Makes it an 0-2 count. JJ waiting on it. Another slider that will just miss. Well, you see in some of the pitches by Cool why Pirates hanging on here, keeping him in the rotation, wanting him to go. You see the spark and evidence of stuff he's got.
Absolutely.
He can just control it.
Yeah, definitely. And you get away with more mistakes, obviously, in the minor leagues. And when you're rushing up there 98, 97 with that power slider, you're going to get a lot of strikeouts.
1-2 delivery, hit hard. One hopper to second base. Roth makes the play over, and that will do it. But the Orioles will pick up a run. There's a leadoff walk by Davis and a sac fly. They got the run without a hit. Big notebooks of Mo's superlatives for Mark Trumbo. He's the second Oriole since '54 with 3 walk-off hits in the Orioles' first 30 home games. The only other one to do that, Oriole Pat Kelly back in 1977. And Jonathan Schoop in his career now has had his 3rd game-tying or behind-to-ahead home run, with the Orioles down by 2 or more runs in the 9th inning. No other player in the major leagues has had 3 such home runs over the last 3 seasons other than Jonathan.
Well, Jonathan Schoop is a clutch performer. We talked about those RBIs late in the ball game that he's picked up. I mean, obviously a pretty impressive young talent for the Orioles.
David Freese up against Miley with a 2-1 lead. The Pirates. Freese, Osuna, and McCutchen. Freese picked up a base hit his first time up, so he has continued his hit streak to 4 games, picking up 7 hits in his last 15 at bats. And Freese will take that pitch for a strike.
Well, Wade Miley, how about that pitch count at 60 right now? So he's looking for some quick innings here. Early contact.
Had a long second inning and a fairly long first inning for the Oriole left-hander. 1 ball, 2 strike delivery on the way, and that'll be bounced off home plate. Count will go to 2-2 on Freese. After the game last night, with Watson again suffering a blown save, the Pirates coaching staff had a meeting, made a decision they're not going to change closers, at least for the moment. Tony Watson will continue to have that job, but it is clearly in jeopardy. 2-2 pitch on the way, and a check swing and a ball that's going to be taken down low. Clint Hurdle said after the game, Felipe, who we saw in the ball game last night, did a pretty good job for them, and he's got a chance to take over Felipe Rivero as a closer. They think he's got the stuff.
Oh, well, he's got a fastball up over 100 miles an hour, so that definitely helps his cause for taking over that closer role.
First walk surrendered by Miley. It is a leadoff walk here in the 3rd inning. So both these pitchers, leadoff men on base, 2 out of 3 for the Pirates, 2 for 2 for the Orioles. Miley gets 69% of leadoff batters. Here is Josh Osuna. Osuna, a strikeout victim, his first time up. Playing in left field. He'll take the pitch down low for a ball. And right now, this is not a Miley night.
No, it really isn't. He's having a hard time getting into the zone, getting ahead of hitters. And he does. Pretty hittable pitches that stay up about belt high right now. Caleb Joseph get him right back in the zone, settle him in, because he can certainly get on a roll and carve up about 3 or 4 good innings.
Osuna has been a leading RBI player in the minor leagues for the Pirates. He led the minor leagues Pirates RBIs last year at 69. He did the same thing in 2015 when he had 81 RBIs. So he's brought him home. First chance at the majors right now, and he's going to get a base hit into right field. Pretty good inside outside swing. Seth Smith, tricky hop on him, gets it back into second base, and a good throw. And Osuna's on, and the Pirates have 2 on and nobody out. 2017 All-Star Game voting underway at Orioles.com/vote-orange. Vote 5 times for the chance to win an autographed All-Star jersey, 20 times to receive a buy one get one for the Rangers series in July. So vote early, vote often, vote orange. Orioles.com/orange today. In line for some votes, previous All-Star center fielder Adam Jones. Here's McCutchen, a base hit and a run scored. And McCutchen will take the pitch for a strike. Moving down in the lineup we talked about last night, seemingly, whether it's the reason or not, has helped McCutchen as he has done very well in the games moved down for the first time into the number 6 spot in the order. First time in his career that he's hit that low. Mike Wright, long man in the bullpen for the Orioles.
Well, last year McCutchen had a rough offensive year, even though he did have 24 home runs. It's the slowest start for him offensively as far as batting average goes. So trying to find a way to get McCutchen, great Pirates leader for a number of years now, get him going, be more productive.
Waiting on a 2-ball 1-strike delivery. McCutchen will take it, and Miley continues to struggle. Count goes to 3-1. Runners on first and second, and nobody out. And Roger McDowell doing significant pacing as Wright gets ready. 3-1 dangerous pitch here. McCutchen looking for one, hits it on the ground instead. Manny one, relay to first. Scoop, no, can't handle it. So they will not get the double play. They will get Freeze on the force out at third on the fielder's choice.
Well, Wade Miley did just what he wanted to do, induce a ground ball. Easy one for Manny Machado to handle. He tries to go the old 3-1, cut it across, or the 5-1 double play. Doesn't get his feet set. Short hop pick that Davis can't come up with. One of the few that we haven't seen Davis glove over there.
Osuna goes to second base. Now McCutchen's on at first. And that'll bring Bell to the plate. Bell hitting only a $180 with runners in scoring position. Their first baseman will take the pitch from the left-hander for a strike. So all 3 innings now for Wade Miley have been pressure innings. Pitches with runners on base for the Pirates. These are the kind of games where Miley's has woven his way in and out of jams and been able to keep the opposition off the board, but a little struggle here. Take a look at our leaderboard, brought to you by Coons.com. Over 2 million vehicles sold and counting.
Yeah, you see Wade Miley down at the bottom. That home earned run average so impressive here at Camden Yards with a 101, but on the road that 4.24. With that differential, 3.23 earned run average. So definitely pitching better here at Camden Yards, but some struggles here as the Pirates making them work. Command not quite there for Wade Miley in the early going, and that pitch count is getting jacked up there early in the game. 74 pitches already thrown by Miley.
Didn't get a win at home until his last start against Boston. He gave up a run on 5 hits, 7 innings. First home win of the year, even with that ERA just over 1. Bell's got an 0-2 count. Bell will swing at one, tailing away. Miley really backed off on it and got him to chase.
Yeah, real nice changeup from Wade Miley. Best in the ball game. And how about that group of pitches? Feeling a little better here in the last couple batters. And quality execution.
4 strikeouts for Wade Miley. So now again he can get out of an inning. He can get Diaz, who picked up a base hit and scored. Moroff had the 2 RBI double in the second inning, put the Pirates on the board. Diaz will take the pitch for a strike. Diaz has done some catching lately because Cervelli, prior to the concussion that occurred last night, had been out with just not feeling well, just sick. And so over the weekend it was Diaz who caught some games. Down to first, he gets a base hit. Osuna will score. McCutcheon's going to third. Throw's going to come. They're bringing McCutcheon home, and the Orioles didn't expect it. Seth Smith came up with it, missed the first cutoff man, got it to Chris Davis, and by the time Chris turned around and realized McCutcheon was running, it was too late. 2 RBIs.
Wow, McCutcheon was going full speed the whole way. Pretty good piece of hitting right there by Osuna, slapping it down the right field line. Here's be a great look as Chris Davis pulled way off the line, not expecting it. He sneaks one in there. McCutcheon at first base. He's got the wheels going. He still runs very well. And there was no hesitation. I think Joey Cora, the third base coach, saw that first throw by Seth Smith kind of go a little errant into the infield. He just puts it on. Puts the pressure on the Orioles defense. Able to score 2 on that base hit.
Boy, that's a big hit. 2 out RBIs right there. With a chance for Miley to get out of it. But Diaz, he's now 2 for 2. He scored a run. And he has driven in 2. And it will be a double credited to Diaz, picking up those 2 RBIs. So the Pirates take a 4-1 lead. Still have a runner in scoring position, and Moroff, who's already picked up a couple of RBIs. The number 9 hitter, double his first time up, stands in. And the pitch is going to be down low for a ball. The Pirates right now, the advantageous team here in the first 3 innings of the ball game. Miley with a 1-0 delivery, and that's going to bounce off the plate, and the count will go to 2-0.
Definitely finding some holes through this infield. Tough when you're not don't play a team as often, but they still have the numbers, and the positioning has been pretty solid all year long defensively. Pirates finding the holes.
Foul back out of play. Pirates now have already gone 3 for 8 with runners in scoring position tonight. They had 9 such chances throughout the entire ball game last night. So Clint Hurdle's ball club, that's done very well on the road of late, putting some numbers up against Miley, who, as we showed you, has been so good at home. 2-1 pitch in the dirt. Nice scoop made by Caleb Joseph. So Moroff ahead on the count here, 3 balls and 1 strike, and the leash has got to be very short right now on Miley.
Oh, you would think so. I mean, 3 hard innings so far. Over 80 pitches here in the early going. That takes its toll, both mentally and physically, on a pitcher.
Max Moroff waiting on it. He'll pop that one up. It's going to be back near the seats, and it will go into him out of play. Moroff, 24-year-old out of Winter Park, Florida, last year with the Pirates, only played in 2 games. This is his 7th professional season. The first chance he got major league level was last year with the Pirates. He's another one of those MVP guys, most versatile players. Second base, third base, shortstop when he was playing AAA Indianapolis. 3-2, and Miley walked him. And that's going to be it for the Orioles starter. So Wade Miley has a very tough night, as he will go just 2 2/3 innings, as the Pirates able to come up with a big hit on Diaz with that double to drive 2 in with 2 down, and then the walk to the number 9 hitter is too much for Buck Showalter.
Certainly a couple 7-inning outings out of his last 3 starts. There's a short one here lasting just 2 2/3. Bucco's ready to hit, throwing out 8 hits, 4 punch outs, but 4 earned runs. Now it's time for the Jiffy Lube pitching change. Jiffy Lube stores now do brake services. Stop in and let Jiffy Lube perform a free brake inspection today while the Orioles pull Mike Wright out of their bullpen. Take a look at his numbers on the year. It'll be the 4th appearance. Earned run average up over 9 right now. And certainly will calm down with more innings under his belt. Opponent sitting 286. Righty's at 385. Lefty's just 125. Perfect first batter faced.
Runners on at first and second base, 2 down, top of the order. Mercer up, picked up a base hit, and he is grounded out. 6-game hit streak for Jordy Mercer, now 271. Big out needed here for the Orioles. Mike Wright. Joseph sets up away, pitches there, but way outside, gets away. 1 runner will move up, 1 won't. Good jump by Diaz off second base. Off first, Moroff decided better not, so now it's first and third on a wild pitch.
Yeah, nice anticipation by Soon or Diaz at second base. Nice job by Caleb Joseph reaching out to actually keep it in the infield instead of going all the way to the backstop.
And now Caleb looking into the dugout here for the calls they want. Moroff at first base has speed. If you send him, everybody's got to know in the infield what you're going to do.
Absolutely. With this type of situation, Diaz probably not the best speed, so probably throwing through, trying to get more off. That is good speed out there. I was reading his bio, and in high school he was perfect. 80 for 80 in stolen bases.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
At any league. Pitch on the way, and he swung wildly at one, as he had guessed. Fastball it looked like, and got a breaking ball instead. Mercer went through with it. 1-1. Wright's first wild pitch of the year, by the way. And that will just miss, low and away. And a 2-ball 1-strike count. So the Pirates with a couple in here. They get 2 runs, 4 hits in the second inning. They've had 2 runs on 2 hits and 2 walks here in the third inning. Wright with a 2-1 pitch, and that is there for a strike at the knees. Mercer turning away, not particularly happy with the call on it.
Good fastball from Mike Wright, though, staying down right around the knees with both fastballs and a slider.
2-2. In the dirt again. Caleb Joseph again having to go out, makes the stop. Caleb, the catching duties now. Wellington Castillo did some work today and pronounced himself ready. And may not be sent down for a rehab game. I'm not sure the Orioles have really decided that yet. But Castillo feels as though he's ready to go.
Well, he had a rehab stint in the bowling tournament the other day.
True.
And then he threw today, so he's probably ready.
Perfect. 3-2 delivery on the way with a runner going for first. That'll be fouled away. Yeah, Wellington was all smiles at Manny's charity bowling event. Looked at me and he said, "You know, I've never done this before." And I said, "Well, show me what you got." And he rolled one right down the middle. I mean, there's athletes. Bowling takes athletic ability, and
that's awesome.
he was pretty good. He was loving it. 3-ball 2-strike count. Moroff will be running at first base. Runner at third is Diaz. Ground ball to third. Manny Machado will go to first on this. Gets it out of the glove and over there in time to record the out. So here in the third inning, the Pirates come away with a couple of hits. They do it on 2 hits, no errors, and will leave a couple on base. Second right here at Oriole Park on Wednesday, June 21. All fans get the Dylan Bundy t-shirt. Show your Birdland pride. Paint the park orange. Good seats remain available for as low as $15. Orioles.com. That's the Indians, June 19 through the 22nd. Cleveland Indians making a bid for the postseason. They're just a game behind Minnesota. 2 games above 500 in an American League Central race that is just as wide open as the American League East. The East is separated top to bottom by 6 games. The Central by 5.5. The National League Central, where the Pirates are playing, is separated only by 4.5 games from top to bottom. And the Pirates are in last place, but only 4.5 out. That one into left field, and that's going to be a base hit. Caleb Joseph in his first at bat of the ball game delivers a single, and the Orioles get the leadoff man on. Third time, 3 innings.
Yeah, like that. Now it's time to put a big cricket number up there. Take a look at the swing by Caleb Joseph. He has been much more direct to the baseball here recently, and this is a nasty pitch. 96 down and in, 2-seam action, and that's short and sweet to the baseball. Nice swing by Joseph.
Orioles down 4-1 in the ball game. We're going to get him back. Those leadoff hits matter a ton. Nobody out and a runner on. Orioles scored a run in that second inning without picking up a hit. Now that's the first hit of the ball game for the Orioles, even though they've got a run on the board. Seth Smith drew a walk his first time up. 1 of 3. Poole has surrendered in the game. 25-year-old righty, 6 wins, 9 losses in his young career. Shift on in the infield, the 0-1. That'll be taken down low, a bouncer blocked by Diaz.
Nice block right there. Tough pitch as it bounces out in front of home plate. He squares it up, kills it right there in front.
Miley ended up 4 runs, 8 hits over 2 2/3. He walked 2 and struck out 4, with Mike Wright coming on in his stead. 1 ball, 1 strikeout. Started to go. Did he go? No. Mike Estabrook down at third.
Good change though. Throws it hard off that 98-mile-an-hour fastball. 90 miles an hour with the change as it just fades off that outside corner. Nice take by Seth Smith. Good recognition.
So Kuhl goes to 2 balls and 1 strike. Virtually no lead at all for Caleb at first. Smith will take the pitch under the arms. That one is a strike. Got it where he couldn't get it, and it's 2-2.
Yeah, actually didn't mean to yank it across the plate. Wanted it down and away. And being a very effective pitch.
Seth has started June going 2 for 8. Wants that one inside with a heater, it looks like. Came in, missed it down low.
I see the catcher saying, okay, calm it down a little bit, a little quick on that pitch. He's had the troubles just getting it inside to the left-handed hitters.
So far, not exactly a night for starters. 3-2. Caleb over there at first base, unlikely to be going here with nobody out. Full count pitch on the way, and we'll swing through it. Good pitch. He will pick up his first strikeout.
Yeah, 3-2 slider. Had some problems with the walks here in this ball game, but that's a nasty pitch right there. Take a look at Chad Kuhl. His life on the road. We talked about Wade Miley pitching so well in his home park. Well, just the opposite for Kuhl. 7.71 earned run average. But his road numbers much better. How about the opponent batting average? Just 259 on the road with a 3.80 earned run average. And believe it or not, pitching pretty well. And with a few walks and inconsistencies with his command right now. The Orioles only 1 hit on the board and 1 run.
Jones popped out his first time up. He'll foul that one off. Kuhl is a native of Delaware. He went to Delaware college ball. He's lives in Bear, Delaware now. High school at Middleton, Delaware High School, attended University of Delaware, where he had an couple of outstanding seasons. Strikeout pitcher, as you might expect there. So he's got some folks on hand to see the game. I saw down on the field before some cool jerseys.
Oh, nice.
Being worn. So he's got some family members on hand watching and friends. Adam Jones, 0-1 count, 1 away. And a pitch will be taken away. No, Adam talking to himself up there. You saw Ruben Tejada in the on-deck circle, so I guess I'm going to say that injury would look slight to Manny Machado, and the slide into third by McCutchen that kind of tore top of the hand a little bit. May have been a little more serious than we thought.
Maybe. Well, and you never know really what happens in there with everybody all tangled up. We saw that cut just on the skin.
That comes back to the mound. Cools just that. There's 1 and there's 2. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left on base. And it looks like the Orioles for the moment have lost Machado, and Tejada is going to come on to play the infield. Bank for the achiever in you, and by the University of Maryland Medical System. Be a part of something greater. Gorgeous evening here, as it has been most nights for the Orioles on this homestand. Weather-wise, it's been just magnificent. A lot of nights look like this. Here is Tejada, who comes on to play at third base, and Manny Machado is out of the lineup. Ruben Tejada had been at AAA with the Norfolk, 37 games there where he hit .269, picked up from the Yankees. That was an acquisition, and the contract selected just a day ago, and here he is at third base. So Tejada, third, veteran, major leaguer. Pirates on top, and here is Josh Harrison. Harrison is singled and struck out. We go to the fourth inning. Mike Wright on in relief of Miley. 4-8-0 for the Pirates. 1-1-0 for the Orioles. Caleb Joseph base hit the third, the only single the O's have. And that's on the inside corner for a strike.
And good for Tejada to be getting his feet wet in an Orioles uniform. But the concern, obviously, with Manny Machado, superstar third baseman. A little bit more going on there than we thought with that collision.
Center field, Adam Jones. One away here in the fourth inning. Check out MASN All Access at MASN Orioles social media platforms. The new social media show will be broadcast on Facebook Live. Feature game previews, fan tweets, Q&As with players, and much more. Follow MASN Orioles on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat for all the fun of MASN Access. Here is Polanco. Polanco has grounded out and flied to center field. Now 0 for his last 12. Wright's delivery to him, and that'll take care of the 0 for. He got one up and drove it. Base hit. Adam will play it back in, and Polanco's on with a 1-out single here in the fourth inning.
Orioles have been able to keep him pretty quiet here in the 2-game series. One off the end of the bat right there, finding some outfield grass.
Well, the Pirates, as we said, they've been hitting very well on the road. They've got 9 hits in the ball game. They had 6 straight games where they had double digits in hits recently in road games. Pirates last night, 5 runs on 9 hits. Here is David Freese, a walk and a single. Throw over will get Polanco back to the bag. We understand Manny Machado, it's the left wrist. He's got soreness in the left wrist, and that's why he came out of the game. Couldn't hang on to the bat and get a proper swing.
Yeah. Now there is definitely some concern, obviously, with that wrist. You know, 2 bones in there. When the wrist gets twisted around, you can tear so many different things, and obviously your hand's so crucial. Playing baseball, glove, and gripping the bat.
Polanco leading. The 0-1 delivery on the way is for a strike. Tejada has played 42 major league games at third base, all coming since 2015. So he has some experience over there, not a lot.
Yeah, I think he's considered, though, a versatile utility type player. That I'm happy to be in the major leagues and will do whatever Buck Showalter asks.
Yep. 0-2 delivery is going to be taken down low.
I think when you can find middle infielders that can play short and second base, obviously have some good feet. I think in many ways it translates to the corner positions. I can't see him playing first base, but certainly ability to fill in at third base.
Freese with a 1-ball 2-strike count. Mike Wright's delivery to him was after one that was up high. It's kind of interesting today. Buck Showalter, prior to the game, we've talked about MVPs, most versatile players, applied it to pitchers. And when he was talking about Jackson, Edwin Jackson joining the Orioles today, he said he's one of those types of pitchers, like those most versatile players. He can come in as a starter. He can be a long man, a middle man. He could even close if he has to in emergency situations. And that's kind of the first time I've ever heard that most versatile player term applied to a pitcher.
Yeah.
But he thinks he's it.
Well, and I think the Orioles really need it. And there's a look right there at Mr. Jackson, because there's been some inconsistencies out in the Orioles pen.
Yep.
And they need to somehow find a way to keep their head above water out there until Zach Britton can potentially come back and maybe stabilize that back end.
1-2 delivery on the way and a strike taken. So Wright will pick up the K. Talking about those MVPs, most versatile players, Buck Showalter the other day talking about outfielders and what you got to be in order to be here if you're going to stay at the major league level.
I'll tell you, as the game goes on, one thing that's become real obvious is that you are going to have a real problem in the American League if you don't have one guy that can play all over. Somebody that allows you to go to a three-man bench during the season. You look at a lot of these clubs that come in, they've got that guy that can play infield and outfield.
And now he's talking about the same thing in terms of pitchers who've got to be able to do different things out of the bullpen.
Yeah, and actually have the want to do that, the desire to do whatever the manager or the pitching coach asks of you. Maybe a spot start, maybe come in and be the bridge man to the back end of the bullpen, or even match up at times.
Here's Osuna, and he will foul that one back. He singled, scored in the third inning, and has struck out. More off, the number 9 hitter, second baseman, 2-out double for 2 RBIs came in the second inning. Third inning, it was the double by Diaz. So the 4 runs have been produced by the number 8 and 9 hitters in the Pirate lineup so far tonight. Polanco at first, 2 down, 1-1 delivery on the way, and that'll go to third. Tejada welcome. And there's the out at second base. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on base. Orioles got to do another comeback thing, down 4-1. He now has gotten 4 outs in 3 games where he's been brought on. A little more use than the Red Sox would like. He's been successful. The combination of Sandy Leon, Christian Vasquez, Boston catchers doesn't lead to a ton of confidence. A question who should be getting the time. You add in Blake Swihart, things get even more messy. SB Nation and Devon Travis, Toronto, another DL, this time a knee that had bothered him earlier. John Gibbons said the absence is not going to be a short one.
That one hurts too, because he was raking. Travis was as hot as anybody on that team.
Well, he's out with a knee injury, and the pitch will be taken up high. I saw the story in Canadian newspapers. He kind of twisted it in the game, stayed in, didn't think anything of it. They traveled, he got on the plane. By the time he landed, he couldn't walk. That ball's going to go to first. A race to the bag, and a very fine play by Bell. So Tejada, first at bat as an Oriole, grounds out, 1 down.
Good swing here, but taken away. How about that nice backhand pick? And Mr. Bell over at first base. Good swing though from Tejada, and nice play to end that last inning.
Chris Davis drew a walk. He scored. Second inning, Orioles run on a sac fly by Kim without a base hit. Kuhl has walked 3, struck out 1, given up 1 hit. Miley, the Orioles starter, 2 2/3, 4 runs, 8 hits. Right on in relief, has given up 1 single. 0-1 delivery on the way to Chris, and that's going to tail away. 1 ball, 1 strike count. Chris Davis with Mike Trumbull waiting on deck. Deliveries up high. Tell you about the catchers of the Red Sox and who actually is going to take over, if any of the 3. How about the Oriole catchers? They lead the American League and second in the majors for catchers with a .298 combined average. That's between Wellington Castillo, Caleb Joseph, and Francisco Pena. They've had 8 home runs, 27 RBIs, and a .298 average.
Yeah, of course. Caleb Joseph getting more playing time, heated up his bat.
Got him.
Ooh. Nasty backdoor slider there to get Davis. Interesting sequence of pitches here. Chases him back with 97 up and in, and then goes to a couple off-speed pitches on the outside corner. Finishes him up with that backdoor slider.
Second strikeout picked up by Kuhl. 2 down, nobody on. He has not had a 1-2-3 inning. He faced only 3 in the first because of a double play ground ball and a strike taken. 4th inning of Orioles baseball brought to you by the all-wheel drive RAV4. Toyota, what drives you? Visit buyatoyota.com for the great deals they have. Oh, 1 delivery on the way. Upstairs he went. And Trumbo with it. 0-2.
Cool. Registering 100 on the board right there. The fastball.
0-2 count with 2 down. Put one upstairs again, able to reach it and foul that one back. Cool ahead on the count here, 0-2. Orioles head up to Washington tomorrow night, 6:30. Those extra 7 o'clock the ball game, a makeup against the Nationals. Alec Asher against Joe Ross. Pitch is taken down low. Nationals are flying back from the West Coast as we speak, as they played against the Dodgers in that great matchup today. Kershaw, Strasburg, final score 2-1 Dodgers. 1 ball, 2 strike delivery on the way, and that's going to be down low.
Wow, it stayed that score.
Stayed that score.
Wow, impressive.
It was a great pitching matchup. It was, I didn't see all of it, but I saw one at bat when Kershaw was hitting. It was a great at bat.
Yeah.
Strasburg won it. He got him on a strikeout, but that was like a 7-8 pitch at bat.
Wow.
Kershaw fouling off stuff. 2 ball, 2 strike delivery on the way, and that's outside. So he had him 0-2. Now it goes full 3-2 on Trumbo.
Yeah, you thought going to keep trying to climb the ladder after Trumbo swung through a couple high fastballs and works down and away the next 3 pitches.
Pitch on the way and lost him. That's the 4th walk surrendered, and it comes with 2 down here in the 4th inning. And take a look at our MASNsports.com blog, brought to you by PNC Bank for the Achiever in you. Rock Cabocco taking a look at the Orioles selection of Jackson's contract. There is Edwin Jackson, who's available in the bullpen. Steve Molesky's got a scouting makeup. The draft about Ruben Tejada, who's now in the ballgame, joining the Orioles just yesterday and finding his way to third base, with Machado coming out with the wrist soreness tonight. The news never ends in sports.
Oh.
Jonathan Scope, ground ball to the hole where they weren't playing him. Diving Moroff could not get it. Over to third base goes Trumbo, and the Orioles mounting a 2-out rally here in the 4th inning. 2nd hit for the Orioles.
Nice piece of hitting right there by Jonathan Scope. Taking a firm fastball the other way. Certainly don't want to try to do too much. That slider might get you exposed. Fastball coming back over. And Jonathan Scope staying over the top of the heater. Hard ground ball. Takes it to the outfield.
So the Orioles will get just their 2nd chance with a runner in scoring position officially. And the left fielder who drove in the only run on a sac fly is at the plate. Young-Soo Kim, the RBI in the 2nd inning, now has runners at 1st and 3rd with 2 down. Bell will hold the bag on Jonathan Scope at first base. Cool steps off as he goes back to the bag. Base stealers are 5 for 5 against the Pirate right-hander this year. And the pitch taken inside for a ball. So important at bat for the Orioles here in the 4th inning. And a muster yet another 2-out RBI.
Yeah, they've been really good about that. Picking up those clutch hits. Picking away here at the Pirates.
1-0 delivery fouled off. Rarely do you see the numbers the Orioles have in this regard. They lead the American League with runners in scoring position, hitting .303. They also have a .299 average when there are 2 down in these situations. Usually those numbers are 50 points apart or more.
Yeah, that's a big. Well, when you can get the big hit with 2 outs on the board.
Kim, I think he went. Runners coming. They got him trapped. Throw down to 3rd, and that's going to be the final out. Trumbo started. The ball didn't get that far away from Diaz, but he was too far away to get back. As Diaz picks it up, goes to Harrison, and Harrison the easy tag. That'll end the inning. PNC for the Achiever in you.
It is upon us again. Baltimore Orioles looking forward to the draft. Of course, it's June 12th through the 14th. The first 5 picks this year. First round will be the 21st pick. The second round, the 60th. And on it goes. Of course, we had Dan Duquette up here earlier talking about what they were going to be targeting. Of course, last year their first-round pick, Cody Sedlock. So I think they're targeting pitching. Kind of grilled them a little bit about maybe going after a bunch of shortstops. And he'd like to get the athletes at the top, but I think they've got a pretty good plan right now. Gary Racich scouring the country for the top picks.
Here is Andrew McCutchen leading it off. McCutchen has scored twice. He reached on a single and a fielder's choice. 0-1 count on him. Mike Wright's delivery foul back. McCutchen in the 2 games has had a couple of hits in 7 at bats. He's a .463 hitter against the Orioles coming into this game. For Mark Trumbo, a not feel good moment.
No, it's a tough angle on those balls that kick away from the catcher and actually go kind of straight away from you at the corners.
And that one's up, and he went after it.
Good fastball there from Mike Wright. A high heater. He gets talked about enough. Of course, Caleb wants that pitch down and away, but could be very useful up at the top of the strike zone and beyond. Looks like a pretty good pitch. McCutchen can't get the bat head there. 3 pitches for the first out.
Couple of strikeouts picked up by Wright so far in the game. Here is Bell. He has struck out twice. Josh Bell goes after it, fouls it away. Sounded like the bat broke, and indeed it did. So he will head back to pick up some new lumber. Mike Wright asked to do long relief work here, and Miley going just 2 2/3. So Buck Showalter, Roger McDowell, pitching coach, hoping Mike can carry this ball game for a few innings and not have to go too deep into that bullpen. 0-1, 1 out.
Well, Mike's one of those versatile pitchers that has certainly started for the Orioles before. Strong enough to eat up some innings.
It's been the disappearance of Ubaldo Jimenez.
Yeah.
Which has become the non-talked about story. Wright gets over to cover the flip from Davis, and there are 2 down here in the 5th inning. Hey fans, remember, anytime the Orioles score 4 runs or more, you win free McDonald's Chicken McNuggets. Download McDonald's app today, available at Baltimore area McDonald's. A lot of discussion about whether Ubaldo's on the trading block. Orioles unconfirmed reports that they've talked and trying to find somebody who might be interested. Because really don't want him in the bullpen. I mean, that's not where he belongs, and the Orioles are seemingly reluctant to use him out of the bullpen.
Yeah. Well, the Orioles were kind of stuck in this position last year.
That ball tagged into the alleyway, right center field, but near the warning track, Seth Smith will go back to get it. So Wright records a 1-2-3 inning. Bottom of the 5th, Kim, Hardy, and Joseph duo. Career, 14 different seasons, 30 homers or more. Only one behind Aaron and Rodriguez in that regard. And for now, 9 active players with 300 homers. Miguel Cabrera, Edwin Encarnacion, the youngest, they're 34. They're not going to make 600. And the best percentage to reach 600 by players under 30. According to Bill James, Mike Trout, just 21%, the best chance. Then Nolan Ariando, Giancarlo Stanton, Bryce Harper, just 6%, and Anthony Rizzo at 4%. We're talking about numbers to the moon. Pitch will be fouled off. That's how difficult it is to get to that 600 home run mark, and even the bright young stars, if you look at the numbers where they are now, even in this homer era.
Yeah.
Not much of a chance.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. Nice attempt right there by Hyun-Soo Kim, though. Laid the bunt down. Get something going for this Oriole offense. I wonder why, how James could come up with that prediction. I mean,
can't answer that one for you.
Right?
Nope.
Of course, he is the godfather of the sabermetric.
Yeah, that's right.
So
yes,
he does have some certain formula for that. But I think somebody might stay in the game and play it for 20 years. And have consistency,
especially with the home run numbers being what they are. I mean, you got all these home run hitters, guys trying to hit home runs. 1-1 delivery on the way, and that pitch is going to be taken. Kim was at the plate when Trumbo got thrown out at third base, thinking about coming home on a pitch that got away, and Mark got caught in a rundown. Kim will foul that one back into the screen. 2-2. We have a moment here during our ball game tonight. We're going to look at some of those numbers which are startling. The home runs and strikeouts that we talk about and where we are in that regard a third of the way through the season. 2-2 delivery, and there he goes again. Kim seemingly a better hitter when he gets behind in the count and has 2 strikes because he just shortens everything up.
Wow, what a swing. I mean, just the recognition of the pitch. The hard breaking ball. Pulls the hands in there, knows where the bat head is, and actually kind of manipulates his body to get the bat head to the baseball. A piece of hitting right there by Hyun-Soo Kim.
So Kim on for the Orioles. That is just their 3rd hit of the ball game. And Hardy coming up, grounded out his first time up. The Orioles get the leadoff man on yet again. First 2 innings it was walks. 3rd inning Joseph had a single. Only inning they didn't have the leadoff man on was the 4th. Hardy currently at an 0 for 14 going. 0-1 delivery to him. JJ on a breaking pitch away.
Nasty. Nasty slider right there, playing it off that 97-mile-an-hour 2-seam fastball. And JJ trying to get big on the fastball, but it was a slider. Pulls ahead a little bit.
0-2 delivery, runner off first base right there. Just frozen. So Cool will get his 3rd strikeout.
Slider's pretty impressive pitch. Impressive how hard he throws it. It's some pretty good tilt. Just a little bit of a buckle, enough to freeze JJ Hardy. On the side, see that slider spin.
1 down. Here's Caleb, one of the Orioles' 3 hits, single leading off the 3rd. Joseph, the infield, playing him to pull. Well, that's how good that pitch is. You saw Caleb lean away and the ball ends up in the outside part of the plate.
Wow. Well, it's a little intimidating and unsettling when the pitcher's throwing it 97, 98, and not really sure. It doesn't have the great command, kind of spray painting it all around the place.
0-1 the count, and a pickoff. Diaz willing to let it fly down there.
Got the wide open look. Caleb Joseph up there.
Kim gets back to the bag in plenty of time. 1 ball, 1 strike count. Ground ball to 3rd, backing up. The ball goes into left field. Harrison was ready to make the play, and then away it went. And Caleb Joseph on.
Oh, a little bit of a Super Bowl bounce right there. The second hop from Caleb Joseph shoots up over Harrison's head. Looks like it's going to be pretty routine, but top spun. And catches a patch of hard dirt. Kicks up over Harrison's head. Not expecting that one there. A knock for Joseph.
So the Orioles get 2 on. Caleb 2 for 2 in the ball game, only 1 away. And Seth Smith at the top of the order will stand in. He has struck out and popped out in the ball game. So the Orioles get a shot at it. Here in the 5th, they've left only 1 runner on base in the 2nd inning, and that was a runner not in scoring position. Only chance they've had tonight, 0 for 1. Cool will look to second. The shift is on, and Smith will take it on the inside corner for a strike.
And pretty similar feel to this game to last night's ball game. Nova was kind of quieting the Oriole bats for a few innings in the middle. Even Cool with his inconsistencies has been able to keep the Orioles offense at bay.
Smith brought in to play against the right-handers in the outfield. So far, 265 off the righties. That's going to be there for a strike as well. He didn't think so. Turns back on Marvin Hudson.
Well, that's the pitch he's been working on, the curveball. And he's thrown a couple good ones here. Lately, he's got the hard slider, 88 to 90 miles an hour, and then the big curve, 84 right there, picking up the bottom of the zone.
That's the pitch we told you Buck Showalter was talking to his players about before the game. That curveball that Cool's trying to add to his repertoire. 0-2 count. Runners off first and second. Long hold, and the pitch at 100 miles an hour will be taken inside.
Just reaching back and cutting it loose.
Big chance for the Orioles. On a bad hot base hit by Caleb, you get the opportunities from those, especially in a game like this. Don't want to let them go by. Pirates with a 4-1 lead, having taken the lead in the second. 1-2 pitch on the way, and a little chopper that's going to turn foul.
Seth Smith, as he chops that one down, kind of eyeballing the baseball, was following him down that first base line. Of course, if the ball hits you when you get out of the batter's box, called out right there. Will elude the baseball as it kicks up.
Glenn Hurdle, manager of the Pirates, 15th year as a manager in the majors, 7th with Pittsburgh. Smith with that 1-2 count. Tough at bat. One-two delivery again. That'll be in the dirt. Stop by Diaz. So Smith grinding one out and wants to talk with his catcher.
Get on the same page here. Make sure they've got the signs. That's who came out at second base.
Kim reached on a base hit. Joseph on a single. Now Smith trying to get somebody home. Smith 222 with runners in scoring position this year coming into the ball game. 2-2 delivery to him. Goes full.
And there have been some good at bats in this ball game. Both pitchers been able to get ahead and then work the counts to full. Nice job by Smith here.
Kim and Joseph the base runners. Smith with a 3-2 count. Should be the 7th pitch of this at bat to Seth Smith. Full count delivery on the way, and Smith takes it and he's gone. And he didn't turn around on it. Big strikeout on a 3-2 for Cool.
You don't expect him to paint in there. Look where the catcher's setting up, down and away. That's where he wants the heater. Ends up getting yanked across the plate at 100 miles an hour. Oh, much of a chance there. Just locking Seth Smith up, catching the plate.
So 2 down. And that'll bring Adam Jones to the plate. First warm-up action we have seen for the Pirates. Hudson in the bullpen. As we mentioned, Cool has not gone very deep into ball games. So Daniel Hudson getting ready. Jones has popped out, hit into a double play. Adam, who has led the American League with runners in scoring position for virtually the entire season, still there, hitting .424. Both he and Jonathan Scope are in the top 10 in the league in that department. Adam is 34 points ahead of Mookie Betts average with runners in scoring position. Betts is second. Here's the 0-1 delivery to him. Adam will take another one of those that's becomes a rocket ship and just takes off.
Off it goes. Unbelievable, the velocity on that pitch as well. Adam's been so good in these situations because he's really been able to keep himself patient on those hard sliders down and away. I haven't seen him swing at many of those pitches. Of course, almost headed there. That one's a different breed. 90 miles an hour.
So a 1-ball 2-strike count on Jones. Kim and Joseph waiting. Out on the base paths, wanting to get home here in this 4-1 ball game. Cool. Let's see if he comes to gas here. 1-2 delivery on the way. Nope. The pitch down and away, and a 2-ball 2-strike count. For most people, 89 would be a pretty good gas, but
right?
He throws 100.
Yeah, his slider and changeup are 89 miles an hour.
Ready with a 2-2. Set up away. Jones a chopper to first. That'll be handled by Bell. And Cool works his way out of that one. No runs on a couple of hits, no errors. 2 are left on base. Pirates lead by 3.
Game here in a 2-game set against the Pirates. How about Machado getting slid into by McCutchen? Yeah, spikes high. Machado ends up leaving the ball game. Diaz coming up with a big base hit, driving in McCutchen. The Orioles threatening here. Trumbo on third base. Ball gets away. Not far enough. Trumbo gunned down. The Orioles unable to mount a rally against the Pirates. Pirates with the lead 4-1. Geico, 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Visit geico.com to see how much you could save.
4-9-0 for the Pirates. 1-4-0 for the Orioles. Pirates have left runners on in every inning but the 5th when Mike Wright finally retired them in order. We go to the 6th inning. Max Moroff batting in the number 9 spot, second base, 2 RBI double, and he has drawn a walk in the game. He's contributed. 1-0 delivery. He taken away. Wright, no walks, 2 strikeouts. Came on in the 3rd. Hudson's ready to go. He's been up for almost a complete inning worth of work. 2-0 delivery. Moroff will take that one for a strike. So Wright giving the Orioles some length so far out of the bullpen. 2-ball 1-strike delivery. The second baseman will take the pitch inside for a ball. Moroff is a switch hitter, hitting in that number 9 hole. He's hit .333 right, 0 for 8 batting left-handed. 3-1 delivery. He'll take it. It's there.
Good fastball right there on the outside corner. It's a full. Come back this far. Might as well finish him off.
Right with a 3-2. Moroff will fight it back. Moroff was just called up from Indianapolis AAA on Friday. He hit .269 there with 13 homers, 36 RBIs in 42 games. He was tied for the lead in home runs in the International League with 13. Big cut as Wright gets him on 1 up.
I like that right there. Staying on that outside edge. And it's a matter of just moving it up and down. There's a high fastball at 93. It's Moroff swinging through. Just underneath. A cheese ball.
3 strikeouts for Wright. Mercer coming up, 6-game hit streak. He extended it in the 2nd inning with a base hit. He's had 3 hits, 7 at bats in this 2-game set. The Orioles will get to go to Pittsburgh in September during the final week of the regular championship season. September 26 and 27, 2-game set against Clint Hurdle's ball club. Right ready with the 0-1. Tejada. Got him. Couple of quick outs here in the 6th. Lock in your Birdland summer and reserve your seats for the upcoming promotions that include the Orioles grayscale cap, Dylan Bundy t-shirt, an infielders bottle stopper set, and more. Get your tickets at Orioles.com/tickets or 888-848-BIRD. Dylan Bundy. Dylan's going to make the start in New York on Friday. First game against Jordan Montgomery. Foul back. Oh, 1 delivery on the way. Going to have 3 different start times in New York. Friday is a later start at 7:30. So 7 o'clock on Friday for O's Extra, 7:30 for the ball game. Yankees have some ceremonies going on at the ballpark that's going to delay the start by half an hour. And then a Fox game on Saturday at 7:15 start time. First pitch anyway. And then the Sunday game at 1:05, which will be on Masson, WJZ. 1-2 delivery on the way. Buck just loves series in which start times are all different.
Especially there, right, in New York.
Yankees have a 5-0 lead over Boston, by the way, 7th inning of their ball game tonight. Dylan Bundy against Jordan Montgomery, Chris Tillman, Luis Severino, Kevin Gausman against Masahiro Tanaka, the scheduled starters. Mike Wright, 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. And Harrison will back out. Base hit, 1 for 3. 5-game hit streak for Harrison. He's had a couple of hits now, 7 at bats in the 2 games. 3-2, popped him up, jammed him. Hardy will make the catch. So that's let's see, 8 in a row set down by Mike Wright. Bottom of the 6th coming up.
Topping out out here recently, scattering the 4 hits. Big arm, some plus offerings to this Orioles lineup, shutting them down. Just the 4 hits, but some inconsistencies lead to the early exit. Daniel Hudson now coming out of the Pirates bullpen. This will be his 27th appearance. And Buck goes 5.79 earned run average, 22 punch-outs in 23 1/3 innings of work. Elevated opponent batting average at 297. Righties at 286. Lefties up to 310. Giving up the 3 long balls though.
So Hudson on in relief. He went to a school at Princess Anne High in Virginia Beach, and that high school team that he was on won the AAA state championship in 2005. And then he went on to Old Dominion. Was 20-14 in 3 seasons at Old Dominion University. Now lives out in Arizona. Signed as a free agent December of 16 by the Pirates. He is a 30-year-old veteran. Edwin Jackson warming up at the bullpen for the Orioles.
Yeah, Hudson, another one of those big arm guys. I mean, you're going to see a power fastball driven up there mid to high 90s. And power slider to go along with it.
Here is Tejada, his first appearance for the Orioles. Manny Machado went out with soreness in his left wrist, and Tejada came on to play, got an at bat in the 4th inning and grounded out. 0-1 count. So Ruben Tejada will take the pitch under the arms. It'll miss inside. 269 with Norfolk, 6 home runs, 21 RBIs, 22 runs, 37 games, and that, not Norfolk, it was the Scranton Wilkes-Barre, and the Orioles picked him up. He was with the AAA team with the Yankees. 1-1 delivery on the way. Had to go upstairs after it, grounded to short. Jared Mercer makes a nice play. This copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the Orioles may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Orioles. Science camp on hand today. The NASA outfit. That's where that young man is going to go. To the moon. Open up a condominium complex there. Here's Chris Davis. Davis drew a walk, scored in the 2nd inning. Sac fly by Kim, the only run the Orioles have. He has also struck out. Trumbo will be on deck. 6th inning, 1 down, 0-1. Daniel Hudson with a shift on behind him at 93.
Well, Orioles looking for that big hit. Of course, we were talking about that last night about the same time. And it was Chris Davis that kind of sparked things with a home run up into the flag court. Scott Coolbaugh was pretty happy about that. Getting this Oriole offense going. Power numbers starting to pick up here lately.
Here's the 0-2 delivery on the way to Chris. First strikeout for Hudson.
Good heater right there. Achieves at the knees to the crusher. 96 miles an hour. Big arms. It's a long arm swing, and he just cuts it loose.
Hudson's had only one appearance against the Orioles previously. He played for a while with the White Sox in 2009-2010, which is when the Orioles saw him. A lot of time with Arizona before coming to the Pirates. 2 down, nobody on. Breaking ball will miss. Trumbo has drawn a couple of walks. He's gone 1 for 4 in the series. The game-winning RBI in the ball game last night, the single in the 10th. .1-0 delivered to Trumbo to third. Harrison. And we'll get him. So the Orioles are retired in order. 6 complete. And Michael Gibbons getting ready, or Jackson rather, in the pen. Maryland University College. And by Chesapeake Employers Insurance, your workers' compensation insurance company. Gary Thorne and Mike Bordick on a beautiful evening weather-wise. Not so pretty on the scoreboard for the Orioles. Pirates leading it by a score of 4-1.
Well, let's take a look at Edwin Jackson. Nice job by Mike Wright. Here's a look at his career numbers. 4.65 earned run average. Yeah, he's been around. Edwin Jackson, certainly a veteran. The amount of strikeouts and hits he's given up, but 12 years or different teams he's pitched for. Now getting an opportunity with the Orioles. The Orioles hoping he can be that special arm and fill a couple different roles. Maybe potentially a spot start. Eat up some innings in the middle of a game, maybe even match up. But, primarily fastball, slider, and really hasn't lost a lot off his fastball. Still low 90s. And a pretty hard slider to go along with it.
It's one of those when you've played for 12 teams. Buck Showalter was kind of smilingly saying about it before the ball game today. Some people would say he can't hold a job. Others would say he's so good that he can't get out of Major League Baseball.
You're right. Everybody wants him.
Everybody wants him.
Sure.
So the Orioles get him, and here he is. Polanco with a base hit, 1 for 3. He got out of an 0 for 12 with a single in the 4th inning. Freeze and then Osuna, 7th inning. Ball game dominated by the pitchers, very much like last night. Same situation for the Orioles.
Edwin Jackson just happy to be back at the major leagues. Has had some experience with Roger McDowell. So that's going to help him settle in.
That seemed
here.
to really matter, didn't it? Buck talked about that. Because McDowell had him last year.
Yeah.
And
well,
Roger obviously had a positive.
You know, I'll tell you, players, pitchers are no different than a position player as far as when it comes to relationships. If you have people you trust, coaches you can talk to that understand what you're trying to do on the mound, it makes a huge difference. And if Jackson feels comfortable with Roger McDowell, that is a huge plus for the Orioles.
And Roger feels comfortable with him.
Yeah, absolutely. Knows what makes him tick and knows what situations he'd probably be better in.
2 ball, 1 strike count on Polanco. Ooh, tags that one to the scoreboard. It's going to fall short of it. It'll be a base hit. He's going to try. He thought better of it. He's going back to first base. Seth Smith with a good arm and plays right field so well here. Played that one cleanly and got it back in.
Yeah, that ball looked like it was headed to the flag court with just enough movement to get it off the end of the bat. He just kind of dies out there down that right field line. Smith filling up the right center field gap, able to hold Polanco to that long single.
So Polanco may be coming out of a little funk with hits and back-to-back at bats in this ball game. 7th inning, 1 on, Freeze, a single, a walk, and a strikeout. Delivery by Jackson, hit in the air to center. Adam Jones going back as room. 1 down. An impressive lineup of luxurious single game suites are available to accommodate your group between 14 to 75 guests. Take your event to the next level with a full VIP treatment at Oriole Park. For information, go to Orioles.com/suites or call 410-547-6284. One away, runner on at first base. Long look down to third by Osuna. For the signs here, Jose Osuna, strikeout single, run scored, and he has hit into a fielder's choice. Real good job done by Mike Wright. Called on with a short start by Wade Miley. Wright pitched 3 in the third, gave up only 1 hit, didn't walk anybody, and struck out 3.
Yeah, looked good, efficient, command of all of his pitches. Nice slider tonight for Mike Wright.
0-1 count. Not a big lead at first. Oh, that one didn't go off the end of the bat. Way back and left, and goodbye home run. Osuna delivers the long ball. Good for 2. And the Pirates have a 6-1 lead.
Osuna jumping on a slider that didn't slide. Backup version. His 4th home run. Take a look here. Caleb Joseph wanting it down and away, and this is the cement mixer. It's spinning in the middle of the plate. Forgets to break. Osuna taking advantage.
Very big runs here in the 7th inning. And the Pirates clear the bases, 1 down, and the pitch will be taken in by McCutchen. He has scored twice. Casio's been in this 2-game set already and looks like he's ready to go in the bullpen again. Breaking ball will catch the inside corner for a strike. McCutchen, a single, fielder's choice, and a strikeout. The 2 times on, he has scored. Both times he's reached base. Osuna getting RBIs 14 and 15 with that home run. McCutchen lifts one. He just missed. Left field, Kim. 2 down.
Getting some pretty good swings here off Edwin Jackson. A couple of pitches left in the middle of the plate. Just the little butterflies, nerves. A lot of experience, obviously, out there. New team. We want to impress. We want to be here. Sometimes hard to take that deep breath and just work on executing quality pitches on the edges. A couple pitches left in the middle.
2 down, nobody on. And the lefty Bell has struck out twice and grounded out. Josh Bell, 1 hit so far in the series, a 1 for 7, first baseman. He's done a good job defensively there for them. And he will take the pitch for a strike. Had home runs in New York, back-to-back games on Friday and Saturday nights. He was the DH in game 1. That's the first time that he's DH this year. Clint Hurdle is really moving these players around in the lineup, position-wise, where they are in the order, where they're playing in the field, trying to get this Pirate offense on track. Down the line and left could be a foul ball.
Yeah, you juggle a little bit. Well, we know this Pirates team can hit. There's potential to score a lot of runs, but they have been struggling this year with getting runs, picking runs up with runners in scoring position. Yeah, Clint Hurdle just moving it around, trying to get guys hot at the right time.
Pirates offense is 12th in average and 11th in runs in the National League, fouled away. But as we've pointed out, and as Hurdle tries to make clear to the players, we're in it. I mean, we're in it. We got to find our tracks here and keep it going, find some steady offense. I mean, we may be in last place in our division, but we're only 4.5 games out of first. That's inside and is going to get away. 3-2. I think everybody keeps waiting in the Central and around baseball for the Cubs to take off again.
Right.
They haven't.
Right.
You know, and it's a third of the season. So
yeah, there's hope.
If you're the Pirates and everybody else, you want to make a move.
Definitely. You'll still be in it, and you just never know what's going to happen health-wise with other teams. And Clint's just trying to get his team on a nice little roll. Maybe string together some wins, feel a little bit more confident, and get him going to around the All-Star break, and if there's a needed piece like most teams,
Yeah.
you know, they'd have to go after somebody, maybe an offensive piece, maybe a pitcher.
So the walk is picked up by Bell. He is going to come out of the ball game. We'll get a pinch runner for him. That's going to be Adam Frazier, who will run for him at first base. Frazier was in the ball game last night after the Orioles made the big comeback. Pirates want to add as many as they can. Diaz has had a solid night. Singled, scored, doubled in 2 in his second at bat, flied out last time up. Diaz will take the pitch inside. 2 down, runner on, and a 1-0 count on Diaz. Elias Diaz in for Savelli, who came out last night. And the decision made today, it is a concussion problem on the 7-day concussion DL. Diaz takes the big cut and fouls it off. One ball, 1 strike count. Diaz, 26-year-old out of Maracaibo in Venezuela. Outstanding defensive catcher throughout the minor leagues, rated as such by the Pirate organization and by Baseball America. He was voted in 2015. Baseball America had named him the best defensive catcher in all of minor league baseball. Pretty good.
Yeah, really good.
And last year he ended up having arthroscopic surgery, bone chips in the elbow, so that pretty much cut that season down.
Yep.
Pretty good lead at first for Frazier, 1-2. Runner not going. Pitch will be taken down low. Long inning for Jackson in his first appearance for the Orioles. And a 2-2 count.
Well, that's another one of those positions that a lot of teams are going to be targeting, the depth in the catcher's position over this next coming draft. Boy, it is hard to find good catching, and to have an organization with catching depth, well, it's tough. The Orioles kind of struggled through a couple years before they got the depth.
Tejada, fair ball, circles it, running throw in the dirt, helped out by Chris Davis. Makes the nice play, and Diaz is retired. Good play on both ends of that one. 7th inning stretch time, another run added, 6-1 Pirates.
Well, the Orioles had some magic last night. They're going to need some tonight. Mark Trumbo, he's had some walk-off hits. Opening day, how about May 9th? A big walk-off base hit, and then again last night, coming through for the team. Line drive up the middle, and Adam Jones able to score. Looking for another dramatic come-from-behind win.
Lexus of Towson, the area's #1 volume Lexus dealer for 7 straight years. Come see why at lexusoftowson.com.
Take a look at Juan Nicasio coming out of the Pittsburgh pen. 28th game, 1.40 earned run average, 25 punch-outs and 25 2/3 innings of work. Opponent's hitting just .213 overall. No home runs on the board, and yeah, it is another big arm. Mid to high 90s with the fastball.
Pitch will be taken away by Jonathan Scope. Nicasio worked 2/3 of an inning last night. 30-year-old right-hander. 1 strikeout and 1 walk. 1-0 delivery. Ouch. Scope going after that one. A base hit for him, and he's flied out. Frazier staying in the ball game in left field. And we're going to get Osuna playing at first base. He came on as a no. Yeah, Osuna's moved over to first base from left field. Sorry. And Bell out of the ball game. Clint makes it hard. Plays everybody everywhere.
He's triple switching. He's at everything.
National League player and manager. It doesn't bother him at all. And a scoop on that one. Pitch way outside. Orioles looking for one.
Yeah. Most walk-off wins since 2014. The Orioles with 30 of them. We just showed Trumbo's 3 this year. So yeah, we're familiar with this kind of territory, coming back and winning some ball games, especially here at their home park.
Jonathan Scope, 2-ball, 2-strike count on him. Nicasio's delivery to him, and that'll be outside. Kim and then Hardy due up for the Orioles, batting in the bottom half of the 7th inning. Pirates have had the lead throughout. 2 runs, 2 hits in that 7th inning off Jackson. big runs. And the full count delivery on the way. And did he go? Nope. That's a big lead-off walk for the Orioles. That's what they wanted. 5th walk they have picked up in the ball game. Kuhl gave up 4. The Pirates started.
Got that big fastball and trying to trick him there with the slider. Hard slider down and away. Leads to the walk. Nice job by Jonathan Schoop.
Young-Soo Kim. Kim has a sac fly, RBI, and a base hit. Orioles have left 4, but just 1 in scoring position in this game. Kim will take the pitch for a called strike. High strike that he grits his teeth on. Toronto won their ball game today. They had West Coast win 7-5 over Oakland. Ocasio, a long look over in the 0-1. Up and in. Toronto in last place, trying to get back to 500. They're 29-31 now. Started the day 6 games behind the Yankees. They'd lost a couple in a row. Tampa Bay has had a 4-game losing streak. They are a half game out of the cellar, or were before the win by Toronto. Tampa Bay leading the White Sox tonight 3-1. The Rays are trying to end a 4-game losing streak.
Young-Soo Kim not happy with the called strikes here in this at bat. Showalter, of course, will always defend his players. Giving a cross-eyed look over there. Nothing on the plate. Borderline pitches not going in Kim's favor.
And a 1-ball 2-strike count as a result. Schoop on first base. Kim reaching. Fouled it off. I don't think there's any argument here because the umpire signaled foul ball, didn't he?
Take a look here. Young-Soo Kim. He hit the
glove.
Nice.
Wow.
There you go. Orioles catching a break there. Taking it right out of the glove.
And the umpires are getting together for a meeting here. Jerry Lane, the first base umpire, is the crew chief. The Orioles want an interference call here on the catcher.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be a big break for the Orioles.
And he'll go to first base. So catcher's interference. And the Orioles get runners at first and second. The familiarity this game has to last night's continues. The Orioles in the 7th inning last night had the Davis and Schoop back-to-back home runs. In this one, they get a walk to Schoop and a catcher's interference, allowing Kim to reach. Send Hurdle out.
So it's an umpire's discretion to make this call on interference or not. If it does actually hit the glove.
Yeah, that's all it takes is if you hit the glove. I think what Hurdle's arguing, look, the pitch was already gone. He'd swung in the ball. He missed. It was strike 3. He was out. The ball was dead.
Yeah,
but he
in
still
the
hit
glove, right?
Yeah. So the Orioles have 2 on and nobody out. And here's J.J. Hardy, who was grounded out and struck out. Ocasio in a jam here, and the pitch is taken down low for a ball. This is why rallies like last night matter. They have an afterlife.
Yeah.
Because the team in the field right now, the Pirates are going, oh, we've seen this.
Right.
They're not going to say that. They're never going to admit it. But it's just human nature.
Sure.
We just had this happen last night. Don't tell me this is going on again. And then Nicasio goes 2-0 in the next hitter.
Yeah. No outs on the board. Infielders looking in. Come on now. Let's go. Now one swing of the bat and the Orioles will be right in it.
Runners off first and second for the O's. Wow, 3-0. The Orioles, this inning's pretty much going the way they might have liked to have planned it. There are Schoop and Kim, who are the base runners. J.J. Hardy. I'm going to take right here. It'll be in there for a strike. So here's the one he wants to hit. Casio doesn't want to walk him. Hardy's going to get to select a pitch. 3-1 delivery on the way. Hardy got one, drives it to the gap, right center field, and it stays up. Polanco makes the catch. Tagging up at second base is Scope. He will go to third. Kim was halfway. He goes back to first. Ball hit hard and deep, but it had some air under it.
Yeah, a little cooler today. I think the ball just not jumping at Camden Yards. J.J. Hardy got on this pitch. 3-1 fastball. He squared it up. It was heading to the wall at least, but kind of cuts back towards Polanco in right field. Ends up being an easy play for the Bucs right fielder.
Had a couple off the bat tonight that have looked a whole lot better off the bat than they have where they've ended up.
Yeah.
Now Rivero, who we talked about as a potential closer of the future for the Pirates, warming up. Caleb Joseph, 2 singles in the game, first and third, only one away. Casio's delivery to Caleb, a grounder back to the mound. Runners coming, they want 2. Ooh, he hesitated, but he's still going to get it. Nicasio took an extra split second and might not have had a very good grip on that baseball, but he got it to Mercer in time. And right there, he found it and ends up being the double play. No runs, no hits, no errors, 1 left. Head down 295. This is the one-day makeup game against the Nationals. Alec Asher will be on the mound against Joe Ross. Our coverage on MASN 2, 6:30. O's Extra presented by Jeep. Our game coverage at 7. All the access you need right here on MASN.
Yeah, let's take a look at the matchup here. Been some close ball games. Orioles with the advantage, but they have been tight. 6-4 game, 5-4 game, 6-7 game. One went into extra innings. Orioles slightly outplaying the Nationals, but the Nationals a tough team. Obviously, the Orioles starters and the key to their success in the 2 wins.
Go to the 8th inning. 9-1-2 in the order. Max Moroff will come on. He has a 2 RBI double, a walk, and he is struck out. And the pitch to him taken down low. Pirates got 2 in the 2nd inning on his double. They added 2 more in the 3rd inning on the Diaz double, and then got the 2 RBI home run by Osuna in the 7th inning. 1-0 pitch, and that is going to be away. The Pirates have been averaging over 6 runs per game on the road over the last 8. They've continued that here in this one. And starts out 3-0.
I guess all that juggling by Hurdle starting to pay off as they're putting some runs across more consistently. I know they had a couple 11-run games on this road trip.
And the pitch is taken for a strike. 3 ball, 1 strikeout. Three-1 delivery on the way and walks him. Well, their number 9 hitter has had an impact on this ball game. Jackson walks his 2nd batter and a leadoff walk here in the 8th inning. So Mercer, a base hit, 1 for 4, 3 hits, 8 at bats in the 2 games. Leadoff batter will come to the plate as the Pirates will try and add to the 6-1 lead they've got here in the 8th inning. And the pitch is taken for a strike.
Well, that's going to be important, obviously, for Edwin Jackson, the ability to get ahead. Hitters maybe expand a little bit, chase that 2-seamer, looking for that 2-seam ground ball right here.
Short lead at first, the 0-1 delivery to him and a big cut. And there are 2 down. For those of you who like to keep score of ball games, make sure you had that error in the 7th inning. Catcher's interference is an error. And I didn't give you that when we went through the final. You got an error on the board against the Pirates. 0-2 pitch, slice the other way and foul. 0-2 count. They're getting some pretty good hacks. The Pirates are against Jackson so far.
They sure are. That was a pretty good 2-strike pitch, though. 95 down and away. He'll play that slider off that hard fastball.
0-2 delivery on the way, and he was really late on that. Kind of double clutched on the swing. First it is retired and one away.
Yeah, probably not expecting this one to be up above the belt. The hanging slider that Jackson gets away with. Caleb calling for it down and away. He'll come away with the punch out anyway.
One down, runner on at first base. Here's Harrison, a base hit, 1 for 4. Extended his hit streak to 5. Jackson's delivery to him in the air to right field. Seth Smith in place. And there are 2 down here in the 8th inning. MLB.TV Premium is back and better than ever. You can watch every out-of-market regular season game live on over 400 supported devices. Plus, you get a free subscription to At-Bat Premium, the #1 app for live baseball. Blackout, other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.TV for details.
He's on it.
He's on it right now.
Yeah, he is.
He's checking the finals around Major League Baseball, checking the box scores. Or you can fill in the blank. There are 2 down, a runner on at first. Shift is on. That big cut by Polanco, and he does take big cuts. He's had a couple of hits. First 2 at bats he was out. Extended an 0-for to an 0 for 12, and then a single in the 4th and a single, and he scored in the 7th inning ahead of Osuna on the home run.
Jackson pretty close to getting out of here unscathed. That's that leadoff walk.
A 1 delivery on the way, and it'll be taken down low. Let's see with the Black Sox showing. We have Adam Jones. We have Jonathan Scope. We have Gregory Polanco wearing the Sox up in the tradition of Negro League baseball, and many at the turn of the century 1900s baseball in the majors.
Yeah.
Pitch will be taken. There were many hitters who believed you gained an advantage on the strike zone if you moved those pants up and allowed the umpire to see exactly where your knees are, so that the strike zone defined by the bottom catch of your knee could be more easily seen. Now, whether you believe that or not, entirely up to you. 2 ball, 1 strike delivery on the way to him. He started, stopped, no, he didn't.
Well, I know that was the way I was taught to wear a uniform. My dad kind of showed me how to blouse the pants, roll the socks up underneath. Take a look at Polanco here. Ooh. Either way there.
Went against him on a 2 ball, 2 strike count. Yeah, there was a real knack to getting those pants bloused so they would not come down like back in Little League and Pony League in high school, right?
Yeah, exactly.
2-2 delivery on the way, and that's going to be inside. Now you kind of put an elastic around them, Velcro them up so they don't fall down, or you wear them like most of the players. The pants are now under the cleats.
Yeah, right, all the way down.
Yeah.
And they actually cut the pants now. So those pants that Jonathan Scope are wearing are just little shorties.
Yeah. And there's the way you see so many players.
Yeah. Bell bottoms.
Bell bottoms. 3-2 runner going, and that's going to be foul back. 3-2 down. That'll bring Moroff back to first base for the Pirates.
Good group of pitches there down at the bottom of the zone. I'd like to see that. That's where Jackson has to work. That sinking fastball and that slider.
Runner again on the 3-2. That one to the gap. Will it stay up? Yeah. Running catch made by Kim. No runs, no hits, no errors. One left on base. Bottom of the 8th. Orioles have the top of the order coming up. The home runs are way up. 1.23 home runs per game this year, the highest in Major League history. The strikeouts, 8.27 per 9 innings, the highest in Major League history. And this is where it gets a little funky, 2 good teams, Houston and Cleveland, are on pace to become the first Major League teams to average more than 10 strikeouts a game. But they're winning.
Isn't that bizarre? Strikeouts don't matter anymore, Gary.
That seems to be what it says, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
You hit the long ball and you win.
That's it. It's all about runs.
Earl Weaver tried to tell us this decades ago.
You're right. Yeah, you are exactly right. Take a look at Johnny Barbato coming out of the Pirates bullpen. It'll be his 15th game. That 3.80 earned run average. 17 punch-outs, but 12 walks. So some command issues for Barbato. Opponent sitting 241. Lefty's way up to 333, and he has given up 3 home runs. 182 for the first batter faced.
So Barbato will face the Orioles for just the 3rd time in his career, giving up a run on in 1 inning worked against the Orioles. And that's going to be fouled off by Seth Smith. He's drawn a walk and has struck out twice. Blyer in the bullpen for the Orioles. Nicasio came on to work the 7th inning. He surrendered 1 walk and zeros the rest of the way across. Oh, on the count. Shift on in the infield, and the pitch will be taken up high. Backed off a bit to 89.
Yeah, a little slider right there. Of course, another big arm out of the Bucks bullpen. Works in the mid-90s with his fastball. A curved slider, occasional split finger.
One ball, 1 strike count. Smith. Oh, nasty.
That was nasty. Boy, a good breaking ball really shows up, doesn't it? It almost looks like it breaks twice. It's up to its apex, and then the hammer is coming down. It is a tightly spun breaking ball there. Ooh.
You know, it's good when you got a hitter, a veteran like Seth Smith. The whole body's already moved.
Yeah.
And the bat's still there waiting for the ball to arrive. Here's the 1-2 delivery on the way, and Seth will put that one up in the air outside of third. And a nice play made. Harrison was the only one over there on that side. Snow coned it, says, I got it. And he did.
Yeah. A little heads up over there by the wall. A little tentative. Make sure it's in the out, though. That little infield glove. There it is. There's a snow cone. With a smile on the face.
Smith retired. Adam Jones an 0 for 3. Gone 3 for 8 in the 2 games. Adam coming in with the .322 lifetime average against the Pirates, along with a couple of home runs. 1 down, nobody on. It was interesting in that story that was talking about the home runs and the walks we just showed you. Another part of it was that 2 Red Sox players, Sam Travis and Devin Marrero, took a minor league ball and a major league ball and cut it in half. They wanted to see if there was any difference. Fouled away. And the story said, according to the 2 players, Sam Travis said, the first couple of ones, when you come up here, you hit the big league ball, it feels like you're hitting rockets everywhere. He said the minor league ball kind of feels like a rock. When they cut it open, they both agreed that the minor league ball was like a super ball and the big league ball dropped like a rock, which is kind of the opposite of what you would think.
Yeah.
That you'd have that core that would be a super ball, the ball would travel further, but they said they didn't think so. And Devin Marrero said there's a big difference. It's like night and day. It's not even close. They are way harder, the baseballs, in the major leagues. He said that is the biggest difference I've seen. Does that account for the home run differential? Home runs going up? It's probably one of many factors. Swinging on down the third foul. Major League Baseball responded to what they said by saying the balls continually attested under different manufacturing processes. The minor and major league balls are made differently, but he said the balls at the major league level, Major League Baseball said they meet our testing specifications.
Yeah, isn't it bizarre that there are different balls in the minor leagues?
Yeah, that is.
Yeah, I mean, you expect a guy to come up and pitch the same way with a different baseball, and they feel differently as well. So
is it money? I don't know the answer to why.
Yeah, I'm not
whether
sure
it costs more for the Major League Baseball compared to the minor league ball. I mean, it's not exactly akin to, but it's like you were playing with the aluminum bat in the minor leagues, and then you come to the majors, you're going to play with a wooden bat.
Right.
I don't know. Have to ask about that. 1 ball, 2 strike count. Adam will foul that back. 1 down here in the 8th. 1-2 count, 1 away.
Adam Jones out early today, taking some batting practice. Getting off a machine, checking out some breaking balls, and he's continually working. He's trying to stay good. There's the big ball right there.
There it is. 1-2 delivery on the way and bounced.
Yeah, balls are a lot harder today than back when I played, Gary.
And the point you wish to make in saying that is?
I don't know. Just wanted to say that.
Okay, good. I'll leave it right there. Let folks draw their own conclusions. Adam got that in the air to center. It's hit deep, going back at the wall, and goodbye, home run. Adam Jones delivers the long ball to the deepest part of the park. And the man responsible for making the catches, Darren O'Day, got the baseball.
Nice, nice. Adam Jones got that breaking ball he was working on earlier today. 11th home run of the season. Adam, of course, a hero in last night's ball game with an amazing base running play, tagging up on a deep fly ball from Machado. Got a lot of high fives after the game for that. He did score the winning run. And some high fives for that solo shot there. 1 miles an hour off the bat, Adam Jones.
28 RBIs for the Orioles center fielder. Makes it a 6-2 ball game. And the pitch up and in.
And I think he just broke his own record too. Most home runs here at Camden Yards, and that was a breaking ball. And look at him go down and get it. Great with the eyes, finding the barrel, and there's O'Day taking it away from McCutchen.
Darren's become the best at that. The best bullpen pitcher catching home runs by your teammates. It's a category for that somewhere. 1-0 delivery on the way. Tejada will take it on the outside corner. Tejada's grounded out twice. There is Darren, who's the veteran out there, kind of the captain of the bullpen. And those home run balls are hit by teammates. Nobody else moves towards the baseball except Darren. And of course, if it's hit by an opponent, nobody touches it. 1 ball, 1 strike count. Grounded off the fist. Not hit hard. Mercer hustles it over and gets the out.
Good play. You don't get to see a lot of the National League players. Mercer's been impressive at shortstop. One of those fundamentally sound players with good feet. And flawless here in this 2-game series. Nice play there deep in the hole, getting his feet underneath him.
That'll bring Chris Davis up. 2 strikeouts, a walk, and a run scored. Our Maryland Lottery contestant of the game, Barbara Marvell from Preston. $500 for the home run hit by Adam Jones. 2 down. Shift put on against Chris. And the pitch is going to be in there for a strike. Orioles using the home run. Get back in the ball game last night. Take it into extra innings. A little tougher hill to climb though in this one. 0-1. Towering fly ball to center. And McCutchen puts it away. 1 run, 1 hit, no errors, nobody left on base. Adam Jones with the 11th of the year, his 3rd career home run against the Pirates, makes it a 6-2 ball game. 1892, Jack Doyle became the first player to have a pinch hit. He singled coming off the bench for Cleveland. As a 17-year career, he went 3 for 5 as a pinch hitter. And in 38, Johnny Allen of the Indians refused to take care of a shirt sleeve that Bill McGowan, the home plate umpire, said he had to take off. He wouldn't do it. He stormed off the field, refused to come back to play. The glove's in the Hall of Fame. Allen isn't. Pitch on the way, 9th inning. That one's going to go to the gap in right, and that is going to be a base hit. Freese is on 9th inning with a single. Now, the nickname was Dirty Jack Doyle, the player who picked up that first pinch hit. He never understood why he got the nickname. He was a hard-nosed, tough player, according to those who played against him at the time, and that's where the nickname came from. He always said, I just play hard, I don't play dirty. Look at the numbers that he put up. He was the last of the surviving Orioles 1889-1890 team that played in Baltimore. The Baltimore Orioles back then. The last survivor. He died on New Year's Eve in 1958. And Jack Doyle played here in Baltimore 1896, 1897. Part of that team that ended up going away in 1890. He was the last living member of it. Here's Osuna, takes the pitch up high. Osuna's had a home run in the 7th inning, his 4th. Good for 2 RBIs, singled in the 3rd and scored. He's had a very good ball game. It is not a save situation, so Watson, who had a blown save, not up in the bullpen at the moment. 1-1 delivery on the way, and that'll be to first. Davis got it, and that's a double play. 2 down in the 9th. Orioles baseball on Masson is brought to you by Southwest. Yes to low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. Folks watching at Dempsey's restaurant over there in the warehouse. Yeah. Friend Rick. Jackson getting his first appearance for the Orioles. Miley went 2 2/3, 4 runs, 8 hits, pitcher of record. Mike Wright, 3 1/3 solid innings, 1 hit, 3 strikeouts. That one lifted into left field for a base hit. So McCutchen on. That's his 2nd hit. Comes with 2 down here in the 9th inning.
And that'll prompt Buck Showalter to come on out.
So Jackson, in his first appearance as an Oriole, gets touched up. He will leave, and the left-hander Blyer will come on, and Frazier's due to the plate.
3.5 earned run average, pretty solid. The Orioles out of the pen. That 233 overall average. The righties just 211. Lefties at 273. Giving up the 1 home run. Good at rolling over the ground ball. The 2-seam fastball that he keeps down at the bottom of the zone. Nothing real overpowering, but has a good feel for his pitches. Pitches to weak contact.
Adam Frazier came on as a pinch runner. Stayed in the ball game in left field, and he will get his first at bat of this game. Frazier was the leadoff batter ball game last night. Ended up with an 0 for 3, hit by a pitch and drew a walk and scored a run. So Frazier with a runner at first base, 2 down, 9th inning. Pirates looking to split this short 2-game set, which is considered a series, which seems as though there's something wrong with that, but that'll go to short. Hardy's got it. He'll go to first, and Frazier is retired. No runs and a couple of hits, no errors, 1 left on base. The Orioles get a final shot at it in the 9th. Various do-ups. Trumbo, Scope, Kim. Pirates 13 hit attack. They've got a 6-2 lead in the ball game. Their pitching has quieted the Oriole bats. Cool, a chance to be the winner. The 24-year-old starter gave up just 1 run, 4 hits, and 5. Hudson an inning with a strikeout. Nicasio an inning with a walk, and now looking to finish it up with Trumbo standing in as the Pirates go for win number 27. Pitch on the way, and that will miss outside for a ball. Two good ball games here in this series that have been quieted offensively by some pretty good pitching on both sides. Still, the Orioles exploded late for the comeback last night. 1-0 delivery, and that one is going to miss outside. The count goes to 2-0.
It'd be nice to see the Orioles offense put a little fear in the Pirates here in this second game. You guys on base.
Barbato with a 2-0 count, working in his second inning. And that will be fouled back over the screen. Barbato had a couple of scoreless innings against the Mets. Last time he worked was on Saturday. Picked up his share of strikeouts acquired from the Yankees on April 17. Trumbo with a 2-1. And he'll take it down low.
Good take, good recognition of the slider there. That's a pretty good pitch.
Three ball, one strike count. Orioles will take a leadoff walk if they can get it. Not on that pitch. Trumbo up after it, and it's full, 3-2.
Good fastball there. Up above the belt buckle. A little extra life as it was riding in on Trumbo.
For Jackson, he worked a couple of innings for the Orioles, 2 2/3, 2 runs, 4 hits, and a couple of walks and a strikeout. 3-2 delivery on the way, and there is the walk. Well, Trumbo, a leadoff walk, bottom of the ninth. Which causes your manager and pitching coach to have acid reflux. Ray Searage, the pitching coach over there. Jonathan Scopes had a base hit, a walk, and he is flied to center field. Jonathan is closing in on that 290 batting average mark.
How about Jonathan Schoop taking over the team RBI lead? That's impressive stuff. Now Jonathan Schoop for the bulk of the year has been down at the lower part of the lineup. Yep. Occasionally you'll see him slide up in the 2-hole, but typically 6th, maybe even a little lower.
Which really has probably helped him, taking a little bit of the pressure off, even though he's been in RBI situations a lot.
Yeah, absolutely.
Chance to grow without having that number 3 hole in front of you. 1-0 count. Schoop will take, and it is in there. One ball, one strike. Right-hander trying to get out of the 9th inning, get a Pirate win. Trumbo. Short lead at first, not going to go anywhere. 1-1 delivery on the way. Schoop will rattle that one foul.
Hey, I wanted to give a quick shout out. I know we talked about some of the Delmarva Shorebirds making the All-Star game yesterday. Well, Ryan Miner, former teammate, former Oriole, third baseman, picked up his 400th win as a Delmarva manager. So pretty impressive number right there for Ryan Miner.
Congratulations. 1-2 pitch on the way into third, and that is a fair ball. Goes into foul territory. Frazier going over to get it. Trumbo on his way to third. Schoop on his way to second. Here come the Orioles again. Nobody out in the 9th inning. Runners on at first and second base. Down by 4.
And Jonathan Schoop getting the engine rolling here. Looking to double down that left field line, just out of the reach of Harrison. Nice diving effort there. And look at Trumbo into third base, and Jonathan Schoop walking into second. Jonathan Schoop impressive with the doubles this season.
So Clint Hurdle's got to make his way out and make a pitching change, as the Orioles threatening again to have a late rally in a ball game where they trail 6-2.
10 saves, but 4 blown saves, and has had 3 blown in the last 4 opportunities. And last night Watson blew a save. This will be his 24th appearance for the Buccos. Opponents hitting .283 Righties at 239, but the lefties jacked up to 371, giving up the 5 long balls.
Well, he knows he's trying to preserve his position as the closer on this team. Joey Rickard is going to come on for Tim as a pinch hitter. Rickard with the runners at second and third and nobody out. Kim had an RBI sac fly, also picked up a single and reached on a catcher's interference error. Rickard's get a chance to, with a base hit here, pull the Orioles within 2 and bring the potential tying run to the plate here in the 9th inning. And stepping off is Watson. .264 off left-handers for Rickard. Off-speed delivery for a strike. Watson has given up 5 homers, 30 hits, 25 1/3 innings. Clint Hurdle said, I think we've talked at length about the closer situation. Right now he stays in left center in the gap. McCutchen there, runner tags, both tag. It'll be an RBI sac fly for Rickard, bringing home Trumbo, who reached on a walk, and moving Jonathan Scope over to third base.
Well, you'd like to see a double in the gap, but hey, one run gets you a little bit closer. Now it's up guys behind Rickard here to pick up some base hits. Keep her going.
J.J. Hardy with 1 away and a runner at third. Rickard picks up his 6th RBI of the year. There's Scope at third. Hardy 0 for 3 in the ball game. Breaking ball inside for ball 1. Infield back, 1-0 delivery. Hardy punches that one towards the corner. That's going to fall. It is a fair ball. Chased down by Frazier. A run will score. Hardy to second. Jonathan Scope crosses, and the Orioles will get a potential tying run to the plate here in the bottom of the 9th inning.
Orioles getting a little conga line going here. J.J. Hardy finding some outfield grass down that left field line for his 7th double. A little stake on the end. There it is, reaching out, touching this one. Nestling in tightly down that left field line. J.J. able to walk into second base. And the Orioles a couple runs closer.
18th RBI for J.J. Hardy. 2 runs in. Bottom of the 9th inning, only 1 away. Caleb Joseph, 2 singles. Set into a double play. Hardy off second. Joseph will take the pitch for a strike. And there's the potential new closer, Philip Rivero, in the bullpen, and Mancini has come out to be a pinch hitter, top of the order for Seth Smith. Left-hander's 0-1 delivery, and that'll be late on the swing and fouled off, and a 2-strike count. Where these games have just been a disaster for Tony Watson.
Yeah, tough on the confidence. He picked up his 10th save, and then the wheels have started to fall off. He's had 4 blown saves since.
3 runs charged to Bravado in an inning plus. 3 runs on 2 hits. Comes inside. 1-2. Orioles in the ball game last night in the 7th inning. Got 2 runs, 3 hits in the back-to-back homers, Davis and Scope. Then tied it up in the 9th inning on the 2-run homer by Scope, and won it in the 10th on the RBI single by Trumbo. 1-2 delivery on the way. Just able to get enough of that. Hold the count at 1-2.
Good 2-strike swing though from Caleb Joseph. The elevated fastball on that outside corner. Battling now with the 2 strikes.
Trumbo started this with those ever dangerous leadoff walks. He's already scored. Hardy off second. 1-2 delivery on the way by Watson, down to third, foul. Ricocheting up into the seats. Orioles have issued a clear warning to opposing teams in the first third of this season. 27 outs.
Yeah, you got that right. Man. Keep on playing. Danger because of the power.
1 ball, 2 strike delivery on the way. Caleb goes upstairs. Watson gets a strikeout, 2 down.
You see the frustration there as Caleb chases up and out of the zone. Had a good battle going, with Watson. Watson wins this one with the high heat.
So Mancini will pinch hit for Seth Smith in the leadoff spot, representing the potential tying run in the ballgame. Mancini's gone 2 for 5 as a pinch hitter. 7 home runs, 25 RBIs. Got Hardy out there at second.
He just missed one last night off Watson.
Watson comes in on him hard. Gets the strike. "31-year-old left-hander. It is a save situation for him. Mancini looks, just missed.
How about that adjustment? A little over aggressive on that first pitch slider. He was looking to ambush. Able to recognize it on the second pitch. Almost an identical slider.
One ball, 1 strike count. Mancini away, out of the strike zone, 1-2.
Hard down and in with a couple sliders and up and away with the tailing fastball, 94.
Bottom of the 9th inning. 1 ball, 2 strike count with 2 down, 2 runs in. Orioles down by 2. Trey Mancini trying to keep it going. 1-2 by Watson. Two ball, 2 strike count. Jonathan Scope, double in the inning, has scored along with Trumbo. RBIs. Joey Rickard on a sac fly. Hardy with a double. Mancini waiting on a 2-2. He'll follow back.
He wants another shot at that one. Gonna prompt a visit from backstop Diaz. Hey, next time you throw that slider, try to get it down around the ankles and not in the middle of the plate, all right? Ooh, Mancini just missing that.
Mancini hitting .293 here at Camden Yards, and he's had 3 of his 7 home runs in this ballpark. Trey again on a 2-2. 9 irons that one into the seats.
Well, he's working right now. He's working hard. There's that slider he swung at the first pitch of this at bat. Make contact with it. He didn't whistle it off his ankle. He's up in the stands.
7th pitch of the at bat. Infield, swung around. Mancini 2-2. Trey the other way. Fine catch. Hardy off second. 2-2 delivery again. Mancini in the air to right field. That ball is hit deep. It's back in the wall. Oh, Lordy! Goodbye, home run! Mercy! Trey Mancini has tied this game up with 2 down in the bottom of the 9th inning.
That's about as good an at-bat as you're going to see. Hauling off some nasty pitches and then to hit the tying home run. 2-run shot from Mancini. And take a look. Fastball coming back over the plate. Ends up middle, and Mancini doesn't miss it. Gets that front foot down and shows the power to right center. Clutch at bat. Great at bat by Mancini.
Unbelievable. And that tells you how hard that stake went in the other dugout as Trey Mancini comes on as a pinch hitter. And the Orioles have done it again, trailing by 4 runs. Going to the bottom of the 9th inning, they have scored 4. They have tied the ball game up at 6-6. Another blown save for Tony Watson. 2 in as many nights for the Pittsburgh closer. And the Orioles with a chance to win another one where they had to score the runs in the late last innings.
There we go. Nice walk-off win since 2014. The Orioles getting after it again here. Nice job coming back. We need one more.
Adam Jones had a home run his last time up. His 11th of the year. Came in the 8th inning. Only the 2nd run for the Orioles. Orioles had only 5 hits through 7 innings in this ball game. Jones taking a 9-iron cut himself right there. What a comeback again for the Orioles. Just stunning the Pirates that it would happen 2 nights in a row. Game not over, but they're right back in it.
Yeah, you can tell by the look in the Pirates' eyes. A little disheartened right now.
So the 2 starters, Wade Miley, Chad Kuhl, are both non-decision. Kuhl had been waiting and waiting, see if he was going to get a win.
Leadoff walk from Trumbo.
Oh, deadly. Those things are just deadly. And then Mancini battling.
How many pitches? 9 pitch at bat. Fouling some nasty ones off. Unbelievable.
Adam Jones, that'll go to right field. Polanco is there, and he will put it away. And again, some free baseball for you. The Orioles get 4 runs in the bottom of the 9th inning. Trey Mancini, the 2 RBI homer, and it is tied at 6. The Orioles are doing this again. Mancini will go to left. Rickert will go to right. 6-13-1 for the Pirates. 6-8-0 for the Orioles. 4 runs on the 3 hits picked up in that 9th inning. Barbato was charged with the 3 runs on 2 hits over an inning, and Watson 2 runs on 2 hits in an inning with 1 strikeout.
See the numbers there for Brad Brock. Opponents hitting just the 169. Brad Brock came in the last night's ball game. Carved them up quickly. See the first batter, 182. 4 for 22. Brad Brock's been on his game here recently. Pinpoint location with all 3 of his pitches.
Blyer worked just a 1/3 of an inning to get the final out in the top of the 9th. And now Brad Brock, who got the victory in the ball game last night for his first win of the year, will face Diaz in the number 8 spot. More often than the top of the order, Mercer. Diaz has had a double single. They came in his first 2 at bats. He has sent flied out and grounded out. Extra inning again. The Orioles have gone 8-1 in extra inning games this year. The Pirates are now 5-5 in extra inning affairs.
Just to get it to this point, pretty impressive. Trey Mancini, of course, that cherry on top, a 2-run shot, but huge 9th inning. Started off with that Trumbo walk. Jonathan Scope staying red hot.
Davis will come over, but that's going to be in the seats and out of play.
And a big crooked number inning that has been elusive up until the 9th inning for the Orioles, finally showing how dangerous this Oriole offense can be.
So a 2-ball, 1-strike count as the Orioles try and wrap up this homestand and take 2 from the Pirates, both in extra innings. Brad Brock's delivery will just miss away. To be remembered, Manny Machado had to come out of this ball game. Soreness, left wrist, slide at third. He and McCutchen had a bit of a collision. So the Orioles will be checking on that. Tejada, Ruben Tejada playing for him. Foul back and out of play. Orioles trying to do this in a game where their starter Wade Miley only went 2 2/3 innings. And the Orioles hoping still to come away with a win. As the bullpen, Jackson gave up 2 runs, 4 hits, 2 2/3. Wright had a very solid 3 1/3. And Blyer for 1 out, now Brock. 3-2 delivery on the way. That'll be a silo shot. Joseph. That's just on the other side of the screen.
We're talking about Manny back in the 2nd inning. Buck's off and running. Take a look. McCutchen going in. Spikes a little bit high there and catching Machado on the wrist, but they get tangled up either on the glove or on that wristband. Kind of jerks Manny's wrist around. Even McCutchen's ankle got a little jarred.
There is McCutchen on the Pirate bench. 3-ball, 2-strike count. Brad Brock after the first out here in the 10th inning. Down the line, right field, headed foul, and that's where it'll end up. Pretty well driven, but into the seats off Brock in foul territory. Boy, what a 2-game set this has been. The games have actually been kind of slow in the middle parts of them because the pitchers have dominated after runs got scored early. And then the end of these 2 games,
just amazing.
All heck breaks loose.
Yeah. Jonathan Scope just picking up another double.
3-2 delivery on the way. That's even further foul. Well, probably sad but true that for Tony Watson, that's probably going to be it as the closer for the moment, that they'll pull him out of that role, one would think, because they've already talked about it.
Yeah, man, I would think so. At least probably won't be pitching against the Orioles.
No. 3-ball, 2-strike count. Elias Diaz will have to wait, steps out of the batter's box. Catching now for Cervelli, with Cervelli out with the 7-day concussion DL. And Watson just, what's happening? 3-2 delivery on the way. Diaz putting on a big at bat to start out the 10th inning. Wrapping some foul balls.
Yeah, and there's going to be some big cuts here. Some of the boppers for the Pirates. Everybody trying to hit the long ball. Not the advantage. He's backlegging some pitches here.
Pitch number 10. 3-2 delivery on the way. This is going to be the longest at bat we've had tonight. 3-ball, 2-strike count, and it may not matter so much to Diaz. It may, but it will matter as the inning goes on. And Hurdle seeing his ball club again stumble late and surrender a 4-run lead in the 9th inning. 3-2 delivery, check swing foul.
Fortunately, a check swing there. Might have been ball 4. Keep that man off base. Joseph Just a little reassurance, maybe break Diaz's tempo a little in the box.
Cal remains at 3-2. Big at bat. Ground ball to short. Hardy. Nice pick. Davis helping out again. Diaz gave it a whirl, but Red Rock will win that battle.
Yeah, quite a battle there between Brock and Diaz, but how about the pick on the end here from Chris Davis? Keeping it inside that left foot. Gold Glove caliber picks over there. Davis helping out this Oriole infield.
Moroff's had a big night playing at second base, switch hitter. 2 RBI double, a walk, couple of walks in the ball game, and he is struck out. 1 down, nobody on. Tejada even with a bag at third, and he will take the pitch for a strike. Rivero's been up twice in the bullpen. He is their probable next closer. 0-1 pitch on the way. Another silo shot. Scope. He's got it. Brad Brock, a very experienced pitcher, immediately headed over to first base, got as far away from that pop-up as he could.
Don't want any part of that one. That is a moonshot.
That's what you guys get paid for. I'll be at first base. 2 down. Cody Mercer at the top of the order. A base hit, 1 for 5. He's had 3 hits, 9 at bats in the series. Leadoff batter. Brock's delivery to him is going to be taken for a strike. Orioles have gone 2 for 8 runners in scoring position. They have left 5. Pirates have gone 3 for 9 runners in scoring position. They have left 10. And the ball game knotted here in the 10th inning. 0-1 delivery. Put it down to 85, resulted in a soft foul ball.
Nice little breaking ball there from Brad Brock. After that long at bat from Diaz, he'd like to get a quick one here.
There's the 0-2 delivery on the way. One-two delivery by Brock, and that'll do it. So Brad Brock comes on, picks up a strikeout, retires the side in order. Can the Orioles do it again as they did last night? 10th inning, find a run, pick up a win. We'll see. On for this one, a stirring 9th. Now they're hoping to stir it up again in the 10th.
They're going to have to do it against a power lefty here, Felipe Rivero. He can rush it up there 100 miles an hour. This will be his 31st appearance, a .60 earned run average, 32 punch-outs in his 30 innings of work. Yeah, he's got a big arm for sure. Opponent's inning just 159, but he has given up 2 home runs. First batter faced 111, 3 for 27. Pretty good there.
Former member of the Washington Nationals, we mentioned last night, came over in the Melanson deal. With Washington, he was 0-3 with a save and 47 appearances. A workhorse. He was 8th in the National League in appearances. So let's see what the Orioles can do against him. Here's Ruben Tejada. Tejada coming in for Manny Machado, getting his 4th plate appearance. He's gone 0 for 3. Tejada's first game with the Orioles. He will be followed by Davis and Trumbo. Goes after the first one and fouls it off.
Like that, better come out swinging. Let that first piece of cheese get by you. It's going to get firmer.
It didn't take long for the newest of the Orioles, Tejada, Edwin Jackson, to make an appearance.
Yeah.
Both have been in this game. Rivera went upstairs with that. It'll be fouled away. 2-strike count. Michael Givens in the bullpen. One to win it. That's what the Orioles are after. Provided the chance, Trey Mancini with the home run in the 9th inning. Here's the 0-2 delivery on the way, and a breaking ball got him.
Well, it looked good, but there was a little bit of a pause back there. Mr. Hudson, the home plate umpire. Nasty breaking ball. Locking everybody up.
Have a pitch like that, if you can control it to go along with a 100-mile-an-hour fastball, you can probably close.
Yeah.
Here's Chris Davis, shift on against him. Davis going after heat at 99. Chris against the lefties, hitting .286, and he's had 3 home runs off southpaws. 0-1 delivery is going to be away. This ball game, a walk and a run scored, couple of strikeouts and a fly ball to center. Chris has not extended his hit streak yet, which is at 7 games at the moment. Season high for Davis. 1-1 delivery, and then he went. Home plate umpire Marvin Hudson will make that call himself.
And hard slider, geared up for that fastball. Tough to lay off something that's moving away.
1-2. Oh, then comes back at 85.
Pretty tough there, lefty-lefty matchup. Flipping a 100-mile-an-hour fastball. That is a nasty slider to get Davis.
A very confident-looking pitcher. Last night and tonight. 2 down, nobody on. Trumbo, a walk, leading off that precious 9th. Be one of the 4 runs that scored to tie the ball game up. He's had 3 walks in the game. Only official at bat he grounded out, and that one will be taken in the dirt. 1-0 count, 2 away. Mancini being as stoic as he can after he's tied the game up with a 2-0.
Right. He's wondering who's going to splash water on.
Yeah. Rivera thought he had a strike on that one, but does not get the call. Mark has had the 3 walk-off hits this year. The only other Oriole, Pat Kelly, to do that, 1977, in the first 30 games of a season. That is in there for a strike. He'd like to walk one off right here like he did on opening day.
Right. How about yeah, opening day was the home run. You can't do it the same way as last night. It'll just be a lousy single.
Yeah. Got nobody on here. Here's the one he got last night.
Yeah, it was a nasty pitch, well off that outside corner. He just reached out and touched it. He talked about not trying to do too much. Jones had a great secondary after that big tag up from first, getting into second.
Mark didn't like that last call. It makes it a 2-ball, 2-strike count and a breaking ball. They've all been close. 2 down, nobody on here in the 10th. Felipe Rivera with a couple of strikeouts. '25-year-old right-hander ready with a 3-2. Trumbo, second base. Moroff up will make the play, and a 1-2-3 inning. We go to the 11th, 2-3-4 in the order. Gibbons ready to come in. Inning, and the ball game tied at 6-6. There's your line. Another exciting game. 19,957. The announced 19,957. Those who have held on seeing a heck of a finish.
Yeah, Michael Givens now to try to get that Oriole offense back up there. 27th appearance, 5 wins for Givens, 279 earned run average. Got the 30 punch out. Yeah, he's always been a strikeout pitcher. Points hitting .213. Righties at 240. Lefties just 152 off Givens.
So Michael on in relief of Brad Brock. Another solid inning for Brock with a strikeout. Zeros across. Now Givens. Tough inning. Got Harrison, Polanco, Freeze. Harrison a base hit his first time up, 1 for 5, 2 for 9 in the series. Josh Harrison. Michael Givens delivery to him. It'll be up. You take a look at the Orioles record in extra inning games and you got to believe they can't wait to get there since they're 8-1.
Yeah.
They make for longer nights, but so far it certainly has resulted in wins. 1 ball, 1 strike count.
And you really need those extra inning wins if you want to make it to the postseason. Close ball games, extra inning affairs.
Blew that one by him.
A lot of life from Michael Givens, top of the zone. That upshoot fastball at 94 miles an hour, real hard to get on top of. See Harrison's bat just underneath.
Center field, Adam Jones. Harrison retired, 1 away in the 11th inning. Yankees shut out Boston by a score of 8-0, so they have traded wins in the first 2 games of that series. CC Sabathia is now 7-2. He gave up no runs, 5 hits in 8 innings. LeBlanc up in the bullpen. Porcello charged with 6 runs on 8 hits and 6 1/3 for Boston. He took the loss. He is 3-8. Gregory Polanco, 2 singles, a run scored, 2 for 5. 1 down, nobody on, shift on. Pitch in there for a strike from Givens. Michael Givens, workhorse for the Orioles, out of that bullpen. 27th appearance. Pitch will be taken inside. Brad Brock has 27, including the one tonight. So he and Givens have appeared in the most games for the Orioles on the mound. 1-1, 1 down.
Brock and Givens staying healthy and pretty trusted.
Broken bat into the shift is going to fall for a base hit. Rickard couldn't get there, and from right neither could Scope. So Polanco's got his 3rd hit on a shattered bat here in the 11th with 1 away.
I don't think he could have walked it out there any better, placing it in between Joey Rickard and Jonathan Scope.
So Givens surrenders the single with 1 down. It's a dangerous at bat. David Freese got some power. He's had 2 singles, drawn a walk, struck out, flied out. 4-game hit streak for him. Freese came through with a home run in the 6th inning last night, his 6th of the year. Little submarine throw over to Davis at first.
Yeah, Freese got that power. Kind of scares you because he's got opposite field power. And most generally, pitchers like to work away late in ball games, force hitters to kind of beat you.
And takes the big cut and fouls it back. And the fact he'll go the other way is evidenced by the way Rickard is playing in right. Now, the Orioles never come over very far in right. They always give the line, protect the alleys, but Rickard's a few steps more towards the scoreboard than he would be otherwise.
Yeah, yes, he is.
0-1 count, 1 down. That can't happen if you're the Pirates.
Take a quick look, but man, he was showing that one the whole way. A couple times leaning towards second base. That's why Givens continually picking over there. Like he might have got that hand in there.
They'll challenge this. Ooh. Immediately, Clint Hurdle there in the 11th inning. I mean, nothing to lose on this one.
Yeah. Of course, he's thinking, yeah, I'm going to review, but I'd rather have you not be that close on the pickoff attempt. Let's go. I want you down at second base, but ooh.
Jerry Lane, crew chief, to the left.
Quick snap throw from Michael Givens. Polanco with that length able to reach in there. At least appeared. Of course, there has to be that conclusive evidence, right, to turn it over.
He's safe. So the challenge works. Pirates get to protect their runner at first base. Got that hand around to the back side of the bag before Davis could put the tag on. But as Mike said, way too close from a Pirate perspective. That'll cut that lead down. And an 0-1 count on Freeze. He looked like he was going. 0-1 delivery on the way will be taken down low. 1 ball, 1 strike count. See whether Polanco has it in him to think about taking off again. He's stolen 7 out of 8. 1-1. Foul back. After a play like that, it's very tough to try and steal a base because you don't dare to get the lead you need to do it.
Absolutely. Man, oh man, he was called out. So you didn't want to be heading back to the dugout, second out, extra innings, on base. Yeah, your legs get a little tight there. He's being a little cautious at first.
And a ground ball to short. Hardy's got it. There's Scope relay to first and the double play. So Givens gets it done. No runs on 1 hit. No errors. Nobody left on base. Orioles bat looking for 1 in the 11th. Both teams running through their bullpens.
Yeah, the Pirates pulling Wade LeBlanc out after all that cheese we've been seeing. High fastball or high 90s, 100 miles an hour. LeBlanc more the finesse type pitcher, but pitching to a 2.62 earned run average. Only 6 walks on the year. Opponents hitting just 223. Righty's only 198. Lefty's up to 273. Has given up a couple long balls. See the first batter faced. 238, 5 for 21. Orioles would love to get that first batter on.
Well, LeBlanc in the same situation he was in last night in the 10th inning. He took the loss, his first loss of the year, as he gave up the run on 2 hits in the bottom half of the 10th inning. Jonathan Scope will lead it off. Scope's had another solid game, double, single, walk, and he has flied out. So he has picked up 3 hits, 7 at bats, 2 home runs in this series, 3 RBIs. LeBlanc ready, and Scope will take the pitch away for a ball. Jonathan 242 off left-handers, 2 of his 10 home runs off southpaws. 1-0 pitch to him will come inside.
There it is. Cookie time. And Scott Coolbaugh going over the scouting report for He gave him a good one the last time. Hopefully gets the same one.
Yeah. Jonathan, the 2-ball, 1-strike count. Rickert waiting on deck. And then J.J. Hardy. So a game like this, supposed to be a day off tomorrow. Makeup game now against Washington tomorrow night. So again, Buck Showalter and crew are going to have to take a look at the situation pitching wise. And a swing and a miss. The dead fish.
Oh, yes, sir. Just 78 miles an hour. Nasty changeup. Two-seam change working away from Jonathan Schoop. Some of that circle change grip. Good pitch. That's where you want to put it. Jonathan out front.
Joey Rickert to the plate. Picked up one of the RBIs in the 4-run ninth inning. Did it with a sacrifice fly. His only at bat. He came on to pinch hit for Kim. And will take that pitch for a strike. Rickert against the lefties. The only home run he's had this year off a southpaw. 0-1 delivery down to third. Base hit. So Joey Rickert on with a 1-out single in the 11th.
I like that. With a good speed on first base. Opportunity to steal a bag here.
Hardy coming to the plate, checking with Bobby Dickerson at third. Rickert's 4 out of 5 stealing bases because you got a left-handed LeBlanc looking right at you. Base stealers 1 for 1 against LeBlanc. And that is in there for a strike to Hardy.
Yeah, if he doesn't already have a good feel for what LeBlanc's going to do, you try to get a one-way lead. You're going to force him to do a pickoff play, but you're already heading back to first base, so you get a good look. If there's any tell there, typically the lefties with the average moves, good candidates to just maybe go on first move. As soon as there's a, picks that big toe up, off and running.
0-1. One ball, 1-strike count. Hardy, that long look down there, wants to know if Rickert's going to be going. Hasn't extended the lead. Trying to walk it off a little bit with a 1-1 count. Hardy got into it, left field, back near the wall, but not deep enough, and put away by Fraser. And Rickert back to first, and there are 2 down.
Like a good swing from JJ. Seen a bunch of those in this ball game where they look like they were ace swings and the ball just not going anywhere.
Caleb Joseph, a couple of singles, has hit into a double play, struck out. 2 down, Rickert at first. Caleb 280 off left-handers this year. Little lob toss over. Rickert a little bigger lead. Folks who ordered pizza to take home, picking it up after the game. It's going to be cold. Just shove it into the oven there and warm it up.
Are you talking about yourself?
I am. Yes, I am. And the off-speed delivery is going to miss up high. 1-0 count. You always make those decisions the worst possible times. So I had a late breakfast, then I ate a late lunch, and so I said, oh, I'm not going to eat any dinner. because the game will be over and I'll have a bite after the game's over. That'll be breakfast. 1-0 pitch on the way, and fisted him a little bit. That'll be into the seats. So Caleb, count even, 1 ball and 1 strike. Adam Jones would like to get another pop at it. Orioles 4 runs in the 9th inning. Sac fly by Rickert, RBI double by Hardy, 2-run homer, Mancini pinch hitting. Caleb waiting on a 1-1. Rickert not going. Pitch away.
I wonder where that stands as far as number of pinch hits. We talked about the first pinch hit, right, in the history of the game. Mancini comes up and gets a big pinch hit home run.
Well, he's got 3, which was as many as our Dirty Jack had in his 17-year career.
Right.
Pitch is taken up high. LeBlanc trying to get Caleb to bite on these pitches up the off speed, and the count goes to 3-1. Anything to move that runner down to second base into scoring position with Mancini in the leadoff spot on deck. Three ball, 2 strike count. Runner goes 3-2.
Yeah, seen some good at bats. Big time battles, huh? Caleb going to try to win a battle here. The block's tough because you can't sit on one pitch. He mixes it up throughout. Got good movement on his fastball, 2-seamer, 4-seamer. He'll cut it as well.
Rickert will be off and running. 3-2 delivery. Caleb Joseph again fights it off. Six bullpen members used by the Pirates so far, 5 by the Orioles. Our young astronaut in preparation is still here. He's seen the entire game, or at least he's been here. Three ball, 2 strike count coming again. Off goes Rickert and walked him. And the Orioles get the potential winning run to second base with 2 down in the 11th inning.
Man, what a great at bat. Caleb Joseph just locking in, fighting off the tough ones, recognizing balls. Good job there, drawing a base on ball. Get Joey Rickert out in the scoring position, and good Mancini be the uber hero.
Boom boom coming up. Ertl coming out. Our pitching coach Ray Searage coming out.
I don't know what the heck you can tell him. That at bat Mancini had. He hit that 2-run home run, fouling off, I don't know, 10 pitches or so. Amazing. Pitches inside, outside, but here's the home run. 4 miles an hour off the bat, 32 degrees, so it was a high one as well. 390 feet away, right center pop. Yeah, he can drive him out anywhere.
So Adam talking to him as he comes in for another big at bat as Searage has his conversation. Ray Searage, he was in 254 games as a pitcher in the majors, the pitching coach. Here's Trey Mancini. 2 down, 9th inning, 1 on, hit the home run, tied it up. Now a runner at second, game winner if he can get a base hit. And he drills it. Oh my Lord! Goodbye home run! Trey Mancini night at the ballpark. A 3 RBI homer after a 2 RBI homer, and Mancini's your hero, and the Orioles win it.
Oh, that's some good stuff there. Wow. Why do they call him Boom Boom?
You just found out. 2 at-bats, 2 home runs, and 5 RBIs.
He is ready to hit. That's a cool customer right there. Have to work the 10 pitches, just sneak it on a down and in cutter. Dropping the head. Wow, is that bat quick inside. And he squares it up. All is carrying for Mancini tonight. That is a big one.
Wow. Our Maryland lottery contestant Barbara Marvell, if she's still upset, quite a night. $500 on it. The Orioles win it by a score of 9-6. 2 nights in a row where they have come back, overcome the deficits late, pick up the W. Givens will end up being the winner in this ball game. He's 6-0. And LeBlanc, for the 2nd night in a row, will take the loss. He is now 3-2. And the Orioles are 9-1 in extra inning ball games. I'm not sure he can breathe, much less talk. Trey Mancini, congratulations.
Oh, thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
What a night for you.
Yeah, I came in ready to hit in the last inning. I knew it was a 4-run ball game, but I knew, if some guys got on base, I had a chance to get up there, so I was in the cage getting ready to go.
Hey, you had a couple great at-bats, but that one to tie it. You just take us through that, because you saw so many pitches and fouled off so many tough ones.
Yeah, both of those sliders almost hit me. I'm still not sure how I got a piece of the second one. But I saw a slider fastball mix from him that whole at bat, and then I think he tried to come with a changeup there, so I was ready for it, kind of sitting it in that situation.
Trey, it kind of becomes part of the mentality of this team, doesn't it, that you keep doing this, so it's like, yeah, we can do this.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we've come back a lot, had a lot of walk-off wins so far this year. So with this offense, you're never out of the game. I can't say enough about this group of guys in there, and everybody's ability to hit the ball and put good at-bats together. And everybody trusts the guy behind him, too.
What kind of advice did Adam Jones give you before that last AV?
He said, you just need a base hit to win this game. Don't try to do too much and just get a hit and let's go home, get some rest for tomorrow. Yeah.
Did you go into the cage before that last at bat? Did you go back in?
I did, because I know he throws a cutter and a fastball, so I just wanted to see the cutter on TV. You can usually tell on TV much better from the dugout, how much their pitches break. So I just wanted to see, how much his cutter broke there. So that gave me a pretty good idea.
It certainly did. Trey Mancini, congratulations.
Right.
Big win, big night.
Thanks, guys.
Go celebrate. What a night for Mancini. Comes on as a pinch hitter to tie it in the 9th inning, and then wins it with a 3-run homer in the 11th. The Orioles take both of them against the Pirates. Now head down 295, 1-game makeup with the Nationals. Alec Asher will take the mound against Joe Ross. Our coverage on MASN 2, 6:30. O's Extra tomorrow night, presented by Jeep, followed by our game coverage at 7. The Orioles win it in 11, 9-6 the final. This has been a MASN presentation. Tom and Rick, want some highlights? You got lots of them in this ball game. For Mike Bordick and all of our crew, I'm Gary Thorne. Thanks, everybody. Adieu, adieu.